Cubs day baseball here today. What's going on, everybody? Let me go ahead and get kind of set here. What's going on, everybody? So we're back for another adventure in what we call watching Chicago Cubs baseball this season. So if you guys are just jumping on with me, just popped on here. So we're in the top of the first, 2 outs. Kyle Hendricks pitching. Got the Brewers in town. So back here with the old Brewers, who we just saw recently, and unfortunately they left a fairly sour taste in the mouth of Cubs fans, to be honest with you, after that last series against the Brewers. So looking to right those wrongs maybe from the first series here, I think. Chicago Cubs. Here, great game last night. If you were with us last night, Cubs win in extra innings last night. Jason Hayward with a walk-off single to end the game there in the bottom of the 10th. So that went ahead and completed the sweep against the New York Mets. And now we move on to another series, home at Wrigley against the Brewers. Looks like a beautiful day out there, which is awesome. You always love to see that. And, so got the Cubs going here. Got a little bit of Cubs baseball, day baseball for you. So here's the deal. As always, if you guys go ahead and look up above me, got a couple bets placed. And as always on FanDuel, if you go to Twitter right now, you retweet or like our pinned tweet, you will have an opportunity to win those parts of right above my head where it says you win. Any of these bets that cash, we are going to give you half of the winnings, guys. So all you have to do, we talked about it last night. It's just 4 clicks. Open Twitter, hit that search bar, look up Cubs Fancast TV, go ahead and click on us, and then like or retweet that pinned tweet. It's 4 clicks. It's the easiest thing you're going to do today. And last night, we were able to give away a little money. I believe Brandon was, I believe Brandon won $24 literally by just retweeting that link, guys, and watching the Cubs game. He's watching the Cubs game with us, so pretty awesome. But yeah, day baseball here today, and Hendricks is going to go ahead and get out of that inning right there. No runs given up there, so phenomenal start here. If you'll notice, one of those bets, we've got Kyle Hendricks over 5.5 strikeouts, and that's a solid bet. And I'll tell you guys why I made these bets, okay? The reality here is, first of all, let's talk about that Cubs money line, okay? That Cubs money line, I understand that they played a game last night that went into extra innings, and you got to turn around and have a day game today. However, if you look at the lineups for today, the Brewers do not have a phenomenal lineup, especially when it comes to hitting Hendricks. I think I had the matchups pulled up here, but I think I lost him now. But that's okay. Hendricks, 2 strikeouts in that first inning. So we're well on our way to that over 5.5. I think that's I know that he opened up the last game and had not an ideal outing. Understand that outing in the last game was not ideal. However, I think he's looking to be able to bounce back against the Brewers here. And the Brewers, honestly, like I said, the lineup that they've got out there today has not had a ton of success against him overall. And so, I think that Cubs money line, first of all, obviously, you take that into account. And then you take into account the fact that the Cubs very well going to have some guys play today that did not play yesterday. So I think as far as if you're worried about guys being fresh after that game last night, I think you're going to be fine. It's still early in the season. At home. Got Hendricks pitching. I think that's why the Cubs are favored, and I like that. I like that bet a lot today. I like Hendricks over 5.5. Like I said, I think he's going to bounce back. And this lineup for the Brewers hasn't really hit him all that well. Let's go ahead and look at the Cubs lineup here real quick. Contreras, Bryant, Rizzo, Baez, followed by Bodie, Hayward, Marisnik, Horner. Horner getting the first start of this season. That's awesome. Very excited to see that. And then Hendricks. So, like I said, Horner, Hayward, these guys got like pinch hit at bats last night, but didn't play that whole game. So you're seeing a little bit, like I said, some more fresh legs out there early in the season. I'm not too worried about any like hangover from last night's game or anything like that. And then Chris Bryant to homer. So Chris Bryant has absolutely beat up Brett Anderson, the Brewers pitcher, in his career. I believe he's got a homer against him. And he's batting like 400 against him on his career. So for whatever reason, he's got this guy's number. And I think at home, the way Bryant's been hitting the ball, I think for him to homer, not a bad bet. So we've got those bets placed out there. Like I said, if you want a chance to win some of that money, just go ahead and hit that pinned tweet with a retweet or a like, and we'll get things rolling. But Chicago Cubs up to bat here, bottom of the first. Wilson Contreras leading off, and he's going to ground out to third base. Interesting to see him in that leadoff spot. It's interesting to me because you've got a guy like Ian Happ that's been in that spot that struggled a little bit, and now you're going to see with Happ, it looks like having the day off. They go with Contreras there, and I can kind of understand that. Maybe just trying to mix some things up. Contreras has a hot bat right now, so it's one of those things. It depends how you look at the Cubs, right? I think if you're an optimistic person, you're going to look at that and say, all right, they're shaking some things up, trying to get something to happen. If you're more of a pessimist, as Chris Bryant goes ahead and singles into left field, like I said, he has just absolutely beat this dude up. Oh, he's going to go for 2. Yep, that's going to be a double. He doubles there to on the first pitch right there, just takes it to left field, exit speed 110 miles an hour. Absolutely. Gets on second base with a double. That's great. So, like I said, Chris Bryant, reason I like him to homer today. He's beat up this pitcher pretty well. You got to think, even if the Cubs bats are on fire like they were on, was that Wednesday night? You're still probably going to see 2 at-bats against a guy that Chris Bryant has absolutely beat up his whole career. And right there, he gets a double. So those are the things you want to look for. Those are the things you definitely want to look for. Sometimes a batter just has a pit, he's kind of got a pitcher's number, and so Bryant's going to get on second there, but anyway, looking at change the lineup up. So if you're an optimist, you like to see that, as Rizzo's going to take a strike there. The robot ump says not a strike. The human ump says it was a strike. Is what it is. But if you're more of a pessimist, you're going to look at it like, man, we're already this early in the season having to shift that leadoff hitter because we're not getting the job done out of that spot. And I can understand that viewpoint too, to be honest with you. Pitch to Rizzo there. That one's definitely a ball, low and inside there, 90 miles an hour. Anthony Rizzo batting .230 on the season. Got 3 homers and 5 RBIs. He's played 18 games this year for the Chicago Cubs. And that is every game. He's played every game so far this year. So the Chicago Cubs get back to 500 last night and looking to break above it in this game here against the Brewers. Rizzo's going to go ahead and drive that deep right center field, and that'll bring Bryant in. That's what you love to see to start a game off right there. Bryant gets on base. Rizzo knocks him in. Sometimes it's just that easy. Sometimes it is just that easy. Hell yeah. That's what you want to see there early on. Keep that momentum going from last night, and maybe things are turning around for that offense. Maybe. I'm not getting ahead of myself, hopefully, but maybe. We're gonna find out. But Rizzo absolutely smashes that ball out there to right center field and scores a run. Brian will score on that one. So Chicago Cubs take an early lead here, and I'd love to see it. I especially love to see it for you guys, too, because look at those bets above my head. Somebody's winning some money if these Cubs can pull it off. We've got a little Javi Baez up to bat here, and Javi's very interesting. Also played in every game this season, batting .206, and we're going to get into that a little later. I saw a very, very, very interesting tweet about Javi Baez statistically last night, so I want to get into that here when we have a second. But 1-1 count here to Javi, bottom of the first. Looks like the ump's going to maybe call a timeout there. We'll see how this ump fares. The umpire last night went ahead and got drilled in the head a couple times by a few foul balls. Strike zone seemed to shrink after that, so apparently potential sign of a concussion. The strike zone magically shrinks at the end of a game, but it helped the Cubs out. It helped the Cubs out last night, so I'll take it. All right, so Javi Baez up here, 1-2 count, bottom of the first, 1 out. Runner on second. Javi's going to go ahead. He hits that one out for a base hit to right field, and third base coach is going to hold Rizzo up there, and I don't know. That throw kind of bounced in. He might have made it. But Javi with a very rare base hit this year, because this joker pretty much just goes up there every at-bat, and he either strikes out or tries to hit the ball about 900 feet. And so a very rare single there for Javi Baez so far this year. But he goes ahead and gets on base, so you'll love to see that. It's a nice sharp line drive there, and he's going to get on. Now, let's take a look here at the... Interesting. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Just checking some of my notes here. I like to try to provide a reasonable look at the game, like a regular fan would look at it, but I try to have some stats, some numbers to point to. So just taking a quick peek at that. But we've got David Bodie up to bat here. Bat 190 on the season. Obviously not where he would love to be, but still early in the year. Looks like the Brewers are going to come out and... Looks like the trainer is going to come have a conversation with the pitcher. I don't know exactly. We're looking at his leg, perhaps. Getting banged around here early. And like I said, we're in the bottom of the first here. Runners on first and third, one out. And it looks like he is going to come off. I guess he just felt something there. That pitch low to Bodie and just felt something, kind of hobbles off the mound. And it looks like we're going to get a very early pitching change here from the Brewers. Looks like out of an injury. I don't know what happened to Anderson. It looks like maybe just a pulled muscle or something like that he felt on that pitch. Or something in the knee maybe. Now, once again, he's walking fine. I don't want to say like I'm not saying like a crazy knee injury or anything, but he looks like he's kind of grabbing at that knee, and he's gonna come out of this game. So we'll see how the Brewers respond to that. But if you're a Cubs fan, that's what you want to see there. Early lead and forcing the Brewers to get into their bullpen already. So we've got a little time here. I'm sure they're going to throw it to commercial in a second, and they do right there. So here's the deal. Let's talk about it a little bit, right? So today, the Brewers today, their lineup, they have no one on their lineup hitting higher than – sorry, they only have one person in their lineup batting higher than 222 on the season today out there. Now, if you want to contrast that to the Cubs, just so you have an idea, the Cubs, on the other hand, have four guys batting above 222. So pretty big difference there. And the Cubs offense has really struggled this year, to be honest. So the fact that they've got four guys batting over 222, the Brewers have one. I mean, to be honest with you, it's that's kind of what I was talking about with those bets there, right? So you like where the Cubs are at here. But early on in this game, an early pitching change. And it's just what it's going to be. Got an early pitching change. I guess apparently we'll find out more about what that injury was, but non-contact injury. It's not like you got a ball hit back at him or anything like that if you're watching, if you're just listening to this game, rather. That's just one of those situations. Every now and then some quirky like this will happen. Baseball, they play a lot of games. Weird stuff happens. Weird stuff like this happens. So early on, gives us an opportunity to real quick talk about our title sponsor here. If you guys go ahead and look at that bottom left corner of your screen there, you see a logo for a company called Fiverr. Fiverr is a fantastic way to grow your business, guys. It's an awesome opportunity to get affordable help in the areas that a lot of small businesses need help, to be quite honest with you. I've used it myself. It's a great tool. It's a phenomenal tool for freelance workers. So you're able to find and using Fiverr, you can kind of pair with freelance workers who can help you in the realm of accounting. Maybe it's marketing or media, graphic design, things like that. It's an affordable way to really help your business evolve. And nowadays it's so important with a lot of the media and the marketing landscape nowadays being digital. For businesses that don't feel like you're digitally native, maybe you work for a small business or you own a small business and you just feel like you're not necessarily super comfortable. Maybe it's graphic design or media, like I said. Fiverr is a great tool to pair you up with some freelance help. Sorry about that. Freelance help. So check out Fiverr. We got a link in our description. You can check that out. That also helps support the show. So shout out to Fiverr. Looks like Josh Lindblom going to come on. This season he's pitched 4 games for the Brewers, totaling 7 innings. Got an ERA of 6.43. So you love to see this if you're a Cubs fan. I'm thrilled to see old Lindblom coming out here. And he's going to go ahead and, we'll see. He's coming out here in a weird spot, bottom of the first. Their starting pitcher goes down with some sort of tweak, like some sort of leg injury. He was getting banged up, to be honest with you. The Cubs were smashing the ball around the park to start off this game, and he comes off with an injury. So Got to make a pitching change here. Obviously not what the Brewers expected, and I love to see it. I feel great about those bets. I see some more people popping in here. So, guys, those bets I'm talking about right above my head if you're watching the stream, if you go to Twitter and retweet or like our pinned tweet, I will split half of the winnings with you. I will split half of the winnings with somebody that retweets and likes this tweet. Last night, our main man Brandon went ahead and won himself $24 by literally just hitting 4 buttons on Twitter, guys. It's literally that simple. So we're in here in the first inning. We're in here in the first inning. Bottom of the first. Cubs with the lead right now, which is fantastic. You love to see it. An early lead for them, huge. It's really massive. And then like I've been talking about, the Brewers offense that they have in this game, not a lot of firepower. Like I said, they got one guy batting over 222. The Cubs have 4 guys batting over 222, just as a comparison. So the Brewers are not in a position where they can start this game off down by too much. And so far, looks great for the Cubs. So Lindblom's in now, and he's going to start off a breaking ball in there, strike to Bodie. So 1-1 count now, bottom of the first, 1 out. Cubs are up 1-0. Runners on first and third, threatening here to score again. A base hit will definitely drive in. I believe that's Rizzo over there on third base. And that would be nice. Give the Cubs a nice lead to start the game. Bodie's going to foul that one back. That'll bring the count to 1-2. Nice day in Chicago, it looks like. Freaking nice day. You'll love to see it. Got some fans in the stands there. Looking nice. We were talking about that last night at the game. It looked like there were some more fans in the stands that we were seeing even the week before, or 2 weeks before, whenever that was. So, really cool to see. You see them kind of spattered around out there in the bleachers. Not so many behind the plate. You know, I think unfortunately yesterday we saw our man just housing a hot dog right there behind the plate. Looking like a young Kobayashi. Don't know that we got a guy back there today. Looks like it's mostly older folks in the front, couple rows. But you never know. Maybe they want a hot dog too. Bodie up to bat here. He takes a ball on that last pitch. So 2-2 count. Bottom of the first, 1 out. Chicago Cubs looking to score a run here. It's going to be a breaking ball. Bodie's going to go ahead and smash that to the shortstop. He makes a beautiful play, but Javi Baez beats the throw to second. Rizzo scores. Cubs go up 2-0. Runners on first and second, and this is what I'm here for. This is what I'm here for. Look, I'm being honest with you guys. If the Cubs win, somebody that retweets that pinned tweet on our Twitter account is going to win this, where is it, $16 right there? So it's the reality of it. Any of those bets hit, I'm splitting it with somebody. So just all you got to do, retweet that tweet. Cubs are looking great right now. I think somebody's getting paid today. Can I get people paid 2 days in a row? I would freaking love it. We got Brandon got paid last night because they won. He got $24 on that one. The 2 player props didn't hit, so I'm hopeful those player props are going to hit today. That's an awesome way to kind of boost that a little bit. And somebody's going home with some cash. Myself as well, hopefully. So it's what you always love to see. You always love to see. Now, once again, this is not financial advice if you guys are tuning in. You know, I'm not saying make these bets yourself. You know, I'm just saying maybe you just take advantage of hitting those 4 buttons on Twitter and getting it going. That would be nice. His, Hers, Wines, Whiskey in the chat. Yeah, absolutely. I want to get people paid his, hers. You know, I want to get the people some cash. Jason Hayward up to bat. 1-0 count here, bottom of the first. Runners on first and second. Chicago Cubs making some things happen. And I'm happy. I'm feeling good about it. Now, we'll see how I feel in a couple innings, right? But right now, you really love to see it. You love to see it. Hello, I'm putting my retirement on it. Nice. This guy, he's going all in. Here's hers. That's a choice you got to make for yourself. And I think everybody on here would support you in whatever decision you go with. Everybody watching on the stream, you know, do your thing, man. Do your thing. His, Hers, Wines, Whiskeys, by the way, guys. If you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and pop over to that channel. The guy's hilarious. Freaking love that dude. Just go ahead and pop on over to his channel. Does like reviews of alcohol. If you're a Chicago fan, there's a little surprise for you at the end of those episodes too. So if you're from Chicago or familiar with Chicago, he let's just say he ingests a particular type of shot that I think you would like to watch his reaction to in those episodes. So I don't want to give too much away, but His, Hers, Wines, Whiskeys. Check him out on YouTube. Bottom of the first here. Runners on first and second. 3-1 count here. Lindblom struggling against Hayward. Hayward with that RBI that walk-off single last night too, so he's feeling himself a little bit. Can't blame him. Lindblom, he's going to deal, and that's outside. He's going to walk Hayward. So bases loaded here, bottom of the first, 1 out. Brewers are in trouble right now. If Lindblom can get a double play ball here, he's going to be very happy to get out of this inning. But is this Marisnik coming to bat? Marisnik, and that's who myself, if you guys were tuned in yesterday, myself and Patrick were talking about Marisnik. That might be the guy. That might be the guy moving forward that might be able to take some of Jock Peterson's at-bats, if I'm being super real with you. And, we all know how I feel about Jock. But the reality is, Marisnik's playing well, too. I'm not just saying that to try to be funny or something. Like, he's played pretty well this year. Maybe let's see. I think in this 10-day stretch with Jock on the DL, we're going to see a lot of him. And here's an opportunity right here as he takes a ball there. 1-0 count where we might be able to see him do something in these next 10 games, and it's a great opportunity for him. You got to take advantage of it. Similarly, Nico Horner with the start today, and that's an exciting player to watch as well, especially with Ian Happ's struggles this year. Marisnik going to take another ball there, so 2-0 count, and Lindblom trying not to give him anything fat to hit, but he is struggling right now. Bases loaded for the Chicago Cubs, up 2-0 already, bottom of the first, and I'm freaking loving it. This is awesome. This is what you want to see. And it's been a bit of an adventure this year watching the Chicago Cubs. If you guys have tuned in with us, it's been a fucking adventure. So it's exciting to see him jump out to this early lead. Marisnik takes another ball, 3-0 count. Lindblom's up there struggling. He doesn't know where he is right now. He's just throwing the ball all over the place. Can't find the strike zone to save his life. Cubs fans in the stands looking pretty happy. Looking pretty happy. Marisnik stands in, 3-0 count. Let's see if he's got the green light. I highly doubt it. And that's going to be 91 miles an hour for a strike. I don't think you're having him swing there, so it's all right. Let's see if Lindblom can throw 2 more strikes here. I do not believe in him at all. I don't believe Lindblom will be throwing any strikes here. He has been all over the place so far after coming in to relieve the injured starter here in the first. Marisnik's going to drive that to left field. That'll get down. That's going to definitely score 2. It's kind of clanging around back there in the corner. Looks like just 2. No, that's going to bring in 3. The Cubs with a 5-0 lead here. This is what I'm here for. Let's go. The Brewers, come on. Cubs are right back on you. It's nothing to us. This is fantastic. I love it. I am fired up. After that game last night that we did, oh, man. And then now this one, I am freaking fired up. Let's go, Cubs. Let's go. A 5-0 early lead. Chicago Cubs on pace to score 45 runs today. And that's what you like to see. That's what you like to see. The Chicago Infant Grizzly Bears with a 5-0 lead early on. And I love it. Absolutely love it. Looks like the dugout's fired up. Marisnik taking advantage of these opportunities. That's what I keep saying. Got to take advantage of these opportunities. Cubs looking to maybe go around the horn here in this first inning. Might be able to go through the whole batting order here. You love to see it. Nico Horner up to bat. Nico Horner is an interesting player. So if you're familiar with the Cubs, as I'm sure you are if you're watching me talk about them on the internet, you're probably pretty familiar with the team, I would imagine. Horner is sort of that guy that I feel like is a little bit of a bridge, right, between the guys that we're very familiar with, the vets that we have on this team, and the young guys, right? You have a guy like Ed Howard, but we're not going to see him for a while, right? You got some young prospects that are exciting, but we're just not going to see him for a while. Nico Horner is kind of the only guy on the team, as he watches the first 2 pitches go by for balls 2-0 count. He's kind of the only guy on the team that is a young guy that's actually going to get some opportunities. A young guy that was kind of drafted highly, right? A prospect. He's exciting. He's exciting in the same way that it was to watch Bryant and Rizzo when they were younger, right? You got these opportunities. They would get their opportunities, here and there. And that's how I feel about Nico Horner right now. There was a time when the Cubs had a couple of those guys on the roster. Right now, it's kind of just him. He's kind of that bridge between the old vets and that young talent that they've got that everyone's excited about. So He's going to go ahead and slap that ball fair down the third baseline, and that'll score Marisnik. Cubs go up 6-0 in the bottom of the first. This is going to be a fun one. We're going to have some fun today, guys. We are going to have some fun today. Go ahead and look up there. Cubs money line, feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good about it, especially with Hendricks on the mound, 2 strikeouts in the first inning. I mean, we're having a good time. We're having a good time. Dugout's having a good time. This is awesome. This is awesome. You love to see it. Chicago Cubs jump out to an early 6-0 lead. The offense coming together all of a sudden. Well. Hendricks up to bat, and the Cubs will go through the lineup here in the first inning. And barring a crazy double play here, Wilson Contreras is going to get a second at bat. That replay, Nico Horner sliding into second base like an absolute psycho. And he dove head first. I think he dove higher into the air than he dove forward to slide there. Absolutely wild slide into second base there, but, he's having fun maybe. He's having fun. Hendricks standing in there, 0-2 count to him. Lindblom taking a long look over at Horner at second. And he's going to throw a breaking ball there. Hendricks fouls it off. Staying alive. Staying alive. If I'm the Cubs, I'm chirping. Definitely chirping. I'm letting the Brewers know exactly how I feel about them and exactly how I feel about the fact that we're beating them 6-0. If I were on the team, that'd be the route I'd be going. But Chicago Cubs absolutely shellacking the Brewers here in the first inning, and you love to see it. Kyle Hendricks strikes out, so they'll bring us 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Runner on second base. Let's have a fun day today, guys. I'm trying to give away some money. We're trying to watch the Chicago Cubs win a baseball game. That's what we're here to do. That's what we're here to do. Lindblom here, 22 pitches, bottom of the first, and that's not to mention their starter threw a few. I mean, this is probably a 30-pitch inning, roughly, for the Brewers right now, and it shows on the scoreboard. Wilson Contreras up for his second at bat in the first inning. And this is good. This is good, too, for that bet, the Chris Bryant homer bet, because you would think you're going to get kind of an extra bat than you would have guessed today. Because if Wilson Contreras can get a base hit here, Chris Bryant's going to come up to bat for the second time in the first inning. So you love to see that when you've placed a bet like the one that I've placed here. And with the 6-0 lead, Rossi might let Hendricks go a little, even if he does find himself in trouble. So that's great for that strikeout bet, too. So we're feeling good across the board right now, everybody. We are feeling great. Wilson Contreras up to bat here. I think you got to really let the Brewers know. I think if you're on the Cubs right now, these teams a little bit of a rivalry, and that's obviously it's obviously a huge rivalry. But I think you got to let them know. You're up 6-0 early. I think you got to start chirping a little bit and let them know. Wilson Contreras here up to bat. Just hoping he doesn't get hit by a pitch, to be honest with you. That's at this point in time, that's been my man's main way of getting on base lately this year. But Wilson Contreras standing there as a leadoff man today. Let's get very interesting. I'm very interested in the fact that he led this game off. Because I wonder, to myself, how do you take that? Like I said, if you're an optimist, I think it's like, all right, Rossi's making some adjustments. Ian Happ not playing today. Let's see what happens. Get Contreras out there and see if we can make something happen. But I know some Cubs fans that will not be happy to see this. Only because, and I understand if you're not going to put Happ in that spot, maybe you do throw Contreras out there because Happ's got the day off or whatever. But sometimes, that can be a signal that things are a little shaky. And I kind of like it, as Wilson's going to strike out there, and we're going to go ahead into the second inning here. But I think it's just interesting to see the way that they've gone with Wilson leading off here today. So, Chicago Cubs, early 6-0 lead. Absolutely beating the hell out of the Brewers. We're going to go ahead and pop on over here real quick to a little Fancast TV commercial for small businesses. I want to make sure that you small businesses or small business owners, people that work at small businesses, see this cool opportunity that we have for you, just in case you're interested. So check it out.
Hey, Fancast. How we doing? I'm Scott with Fancast, and I want to let you know about the thing that we're doing for small businesses that want to advertise with us. If you're a small business and you have a 15 to 30 second commercial that you want to advertise with us on Fancast, feel free to send that to me on Twitter, ScottyO32, or you can upload it to our website in a couple days once we have the feature working, and we will advertise for you on our Fancast for free.
All right, everybody, we're back here. First batter of the inning for the Brewers is going to fly out to center field here. Top of the second, one out. Hendricks up there pitching. And Hendricks, like I said, tough outing in his last one, but I think this is an opportunity for him to bounce back against a weak lineup here for the Brewers. And it's why I like him to throw more than 5.5 strikeouts today, personally. I think that's a good bet. And so far he's got 2, so Cubs on pace here to score 48 runs today, and that's absolutely what you want to see out of this offense. Getting things turned around from the way it was early in the season. It's going to be a beautiful breaking ball there. Swing and a miss for a strike. Hendricks, 72 miles an hour on that breaking ball. And 0-2 count here. Top of the second. Threatening to maybe get that third strikeout of the day here early in the second. He's going to go ahead and batter's going to hit that one and go ahead and fly out to center. Marisnik looked a little unsure, like maybe he lost it in the sun there. But he makes the play. Deep center field. They're on pace for 48 runs today. So right now the Chicago Cubs here are on pace for 48 runs today, and that's what you always want to see out of them. That's what you always want to see. Chicago Cubs doing their thing offensively. They've been an adventure this year, but the adventure is fun as hell today. This is a part of the adventure where there's a bounce house. There's a damn keg. It's a whole fiesta going on. This is a great part of the adventure that is watching Chicago Cubs baseball. Top of the second here. Kyle Hendricks dealing. An 0-2 count here, 2 outs. Would love to see a strikeout here personally. But Chicago Cubs. Man. Now, granted, weird pitching change that the Brewers had to make there in the first. But take it either way, you know. I think you need to get a game like this going. That ball's going to be in the dirt for a ball. You need to get a game like this because it helps. It's like the other night, right? get this offense going a little bit. Get some of that momentum. Like I said, Cubs come into this game at 500 and looking to break above 500. And sometimes a team will break above 500 and they'll run with it. They'll head up. That stock will keep soaring. It's going to be a breaking ball. It's going to be flied out to center field again. Marisnik. A little less trouble with the sun that time. Looks like still maybe a little bit in his eyes out there. He's got the sunglasses on and the hat, but nonetheless, still looks like he's having a little trouble finding the ball out there. So kind of curious on that. Chris Bryant will be leading the Cubs off when they come back up. And here we go. I mean, Cubs up. Let's see if they can keep it up. See if they can get you up. I'll have to get you one of those beers with that $24 you won me next time you're at Wrigley. Absolutely, Brandon. Thanks for hopping back on, man. Absolutely. Man, they those Wrigley beer prices, right? It's wild. Let me pull up this this stat that I saw the other night. I wanted to be able to talk about a little bit today from you guys. I wanted to be able to kind of mention. Let me go ahead and pull this up here. So the Cubs, just jump on over here. Saw an interesting stat about Javi Baez yesterday, and I think it paints a really good picture of the type of season that Javi is having. So if I can just find it here, I'll go ahead and talk to you guys about it. But it's interesting. It's he's absolutely he's playing one of the more unique seasons that I've ever seen, to be honest with you. It's literally wild. I mean, it's truly wild to see what he's been doing this year. I might have been the one that tweeted it. Actually, I'm looking at the wrong account. But anyway, yeah, it's just a wild thing. Like Javi, here it is right here. Okay, so here's Javi Baez. If he keeps up where he's at over 162 games, Javi Baez will bat 200. However, he will hit 40 home runs, 121 RBI. He's going to have 50 stolen bases if he stays on pace. However, he will only be walked 10 times, and he will have 313 strikeouts. So I don't really know. Obviously, that's, I don't know exactly what to make of that, right? I mean, I think that's not realistic. That's going to actually pan out that way. But it does kind of show you the type of ridiculous season he's having. I mean, this guy is on pace to have one of the weirdest seasons that's ever happened. And I understand that we're only 10% of the way through the season, but so far, it has been an interesting season for Javi, to say the least. Chris Bryant up to bat here. Remember, if he hits a homer, somebody's getting paid. Bottom of the second, 0-1 count. It's going to be a slider outside. He's going to watch that for a ball. But yeah, I think Chris Bryant's a guy that, he's actually played pretty well to start this year off. And it's funny, the reason I placed that bet was because it started that the Brewers had before he got hurt. Chris Bryant had kind of really beat him up over the course of his career. He was batting like 400 against him on his career. So let's see what he does with Lindblom. He's going to foul that one off. Looks like there might be a play there, though, for the first baseman, and there is. So, yep, Cubs are going to – Chris Bryant's going to fly out there. Not exactly worth $180 million. I agree. Javi, unfortunately, for anyone that's maybe not familiar, Javi Baez turned down $180 million. Thinks he's worth more than that, apparently. I don't think a guy that's on pace for 313 strikeouts is worth half that. But that's why I said last night, if you held a gun to my head right now and you said, who did the Cubs need to let walk? You can only pick one guy. And who do they need to extend 5 years or more? I said, you got to let Javi walk. One guy. If I have to pick one guy. That's just the reality of where I'm at now. Cubs have a lot of young talent that can play that position. I mean, you're seeing Nico Horner out there today. I believe he could play that position. I don't think he's going to have to. Obviously, Ed Howard is who they're looking at long-term there, but that would definitely be my move. Wilson Contreras is who I'd want to keep for 5 years. I think it's always good to have an anchor back there at catcher. I think Rossi's a former catcher. As the manager, I just think that makes a ton of sense. That's me, though. That's just me personally. I think Brizzo needs to stay. See, I kind of go that way, too. To be honest, I do lean that way too, and I think a lot of fans feel that way because we've seen him for so long, right? Like I was talking about, they kind of remind me of that Nico Nico Horner situation that you have right now, right? I mean, a lot of Cubs fans, we've been with those guys forever, right? The Cubs sucked. Then they get Brian and Rizzo, and Theo's in there, and everybody started getting excited, and you saw what happened, right? And it's one of those situations where, you know, we've known these guys forever. We've watched these guys grow up with the Chicago Cubs, and it's the guys you love to see. Wilson Jeremiah, yeah. I mean, I think Wilson, like, definitely. I like Wilson. I think the reality is like, I think it seems like you agree with me on the Javi point, Brandon, and I think that's where a lot of people are right now. At least that's what I see on Twitter. Rizzo's going to foul that one off there. 2-2 count here, bottom of the second, 1 out. Cubs are up 6-0. We're having a blast today. But I think Javi, that's what you see a lot. You see that a lot on Twitter. You see that a lot with Cubs fans. When I talk to my family and friends that are Cubs fans, it's kind of the one guy that keeps coming up is Javi that needs to get out of there. Rizzo's going to blast that thing to the moon. That's a home run. Oh, my God. He hit that thing deep. Yes. Right field, homer for Rizzo. He takes that thing deep. The Cubs have a 7-0 lead right now. That's his 4th homer of the season. That's what I'm freaking talking about, guys. Hell yeah. That's what we need. That is what we need. Give Rizzo $100 million. After that home run, fuck it. Give him $150. I'm all for it. KB $250. That's 2 players for the price of Tatis Jr. I like that a lot. I think that's a good take there, Brandon. I think that's a great take. I think that's absolutely something the Cubs need to look at, and I don't think they're afraid to spend the money this upcoming offseason. I think they're going to spend a lot of money this upcoming offseason, to be honest. Rizzo absolutely hits that thing to the freaking moon. Love to see it. Homer there, and now here comes the man we were just talking about, Javi Baez. He's going to hit that thing. Oh, my God, he did it again. Back-to-back home runs. Javi Baez takes that one deep. Cubs with back-to-back home runs. Man, look at what we got going right now. This is going to be a fun fucking day. Somebody better go retweet that tweet. Someone's getting paid today for sure. Oh, man. And it's interesting. Rizzo and Baez are the two guys that I bet yesterday to homer. Today, went with Bryant, and he might get in on the action as we keep going. But Javi, that's that Javi swing. That is that Javi Baez swing that we all have come to know and love. And he hits that thing out there to deep left center field, and somebody's going home with the souvenir. Back-to-back home runs for the Cubs. And now you got David Bodie up to bat. Maybe 3 in a row. Who knows? 90 miles an hour outside for a ball there. The Cubs offense looking phenomenal right now. And this is the offense that I think a lot of people expected to potentially be the case this year, right? I think this is the offense that a lot of people looked at for the Cubs as maybe this is what it could look like, right? This is the best case scenario, you know? And obviously, I understand this isn't going to happen every game, but shit, I mean, this is what we all were expecting. You know, I think the concern was more on the pitching end of things. It wasn't on this side of the ball. But I'm curious, you know, if the Cubs can break above 500 here with a win today. I've said it before, but a lot of times in baseball, that's all you need. You get that momentum, you pop above 500, and some teams will run with it at that point. You got some division games coming up, I believe. So you got 3 against the Brewers here. Then they go to Atlanta, and then I want to say that's followed up by the Reds. So a lot of games here that are just you know they're going to matter later on in the year. This Brewers series, this is going to matter later on in the year. They play the Brewers 9 of their first 21 games, so almost half of the Cubs' first 21 games are against the Milwaukee Brewers, and you know you come out and set the tone like this, you love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. The Cubs get lucky here. I believe they avoided Jacob deGrom yesterday from the Mets. He got bumped back a day, so he's, I think, pitching today. So they avoid him, the ace for the Mets. And then I also saw that I think they're going to, let me look. They actually might be facing Woodruff in this series, to be honest with you. I think they actually might be facing Woodruff. I'm not 100% sure on that. But anyway, avoiding deGrom yesterday was big. Beast mode has been activated. Hell yeah, it has, man. Back-to-back homers. You love to see it. You love to see it. You love to see it. David Bodie stepping in here. Full count. Bottom of the second. 1 out. Oh, the ump calls that high fastball a ball, so David Bodie's going to get on first base. Robot ump would have called it a strike. So thank God we don't have the robot ump right now. The robot ump definitely is calling that one a strike, I would say. And now we've got Jason Hayward coming up to bat. Jason Hayward, the hero last night. First plate appearance today, he had a walk, but last night he's the hero. Gets the RBI single in the bottom of the 10th. Gets my man Brandon paid. Gets me paid. And look at us. You know? Chicago Cubs up 8-0 here in the bottom of the second. See big robot ump following growing on Twitter. Yeah, I know. That's where I've been seeing it too, hers. That's where I've been seeing it too. And my family and friends as well. Hayward's going to drive that one deep. And the center fielder can't make the catch. It's off the wall. Oh, near home run there, but they're going to go ahead and wave Bodie around from first. And that's going to be a triple for Jason Hayward. An RBI triple there. Cubs go up 9-0. Chicago Cubs. The Chicago Cubs. Right now, on pace to score 40 runs today. I am not kidding. If you're just tuning in, Chicago Cubs are now up 9-0 in the bottom of the second. They are having a day. Maybe it's a record-setting day. It's very possible. This win is in the bag. Yeah, absolutely. That's why I'm just going to keep telling people, just go to Twitter and retweet the tweet. You have a chance to win some money today. The Cubs, this win is in the bag at this point. They're up by 9 against the team that has one guy batting over 222 in their lineup today. You're literally buying you're retweeting a chance to win some real money, and that's going to be an RBI right there. Now it's ground out to first Marisnik, but another RBI. So 10-0. Cubs up 10-0 early. I mean, this is the slaughter rule. If you're playing, this is the mercy rule, whatever they call it. If you're playing Little League Baseball, this game's over in like the 5th. I mean, at this point, this is an absolute beating. Just a beating. Nico Horner up to bat. Second plate appearance of the day, and it's always kind of fun to watch these young guys bat, like Nico Horner. It's very interesting. Catcher's going to set up low here on this first pitch. Lindblom with the strike there, right over the heart of the plate. Nico Horner just watches it. Yeah, Nico Horner, RBI double in the first, so I believe he got this is his first start of the season. So starting off the season right there is a Nico Horner. It's going to be a ball low. 1-1 count here, bottom of the second, 2 outs. Beautiful day at Wrigley. I'm seeing a little sun. Most of the people in the stands are, maybe you see like a little light jacket or something like that on, but nothing crazy. It looks like a nice day. I didn't check the weather, but I think it looks like a nice day. Every game feels like we get more and more fans in the stands. I don't know if that's true, but it feels like it, and I do love to see it. Little shot of Rossi there in the dugout. What a guy. What a guy. Generally beloved by the Cubs Nation. And I sometimes think it's nice to have those former players in that role. More teams are going that way now. I think the fan base becomes a little more patient when it's a face that they know and love. And I think that's good for everyone involved, to be honest with you. That pitch is going to be high for a ball. He's going to walk Nico Horner. Once again, robot ump would have called that one a strike. Now, you've seen that a little bit out of this ump. He's that high portion of the strike zone. He's not really looking to give you any help. If you're up in the top of the strike zone there, he's not really looking to give you any help. Anything that's been close up there, he's calling a ball. Anything that the robot ump would have thought was maybe not, maybe a strike rather. He's not seeing it the same way. Kyle Hendricks up to bat here. Second at bat of the game in the bottom of the second because the Chicago Cubs are absolutely beating the hell out of the Brewers right now. So he's going home with the souvenirs. Hendricks fouls that one off. Runner on first here. 0-1 count, bottom of the second, 2 outs. The Chicago Cubs up 10-0 on the Milwaukee Brewers. Kyle Hendricks fouls that one off. It looks like down the first base line. And Kyle Hendricks giving people a few souvenirs here on this at bat. 0-2 count, bottom of the second, 2 outs. If you're just joining this game, Chicago Cubs on fire here coming out of the gate. They're up 10-0. That's right, I said it. They are up 10-0. on pace to score 45. Might be a record-setting day for the Cubs. You start out this hot. I mean, sure, law of averages says their bats will cool off, but they might not cool off till tomorrow. Could be in for a record-setting day. Kyle Hendricks stands in, swing and a miss. That's going to end the second inning there. So, Cubs up 10-0 as we head into the third inning. It's a phenomenal start to the game here. On pace to score a nice, healthy 45 runs. And you love to see it. So, here's the deal, guys. If you're interested, I do a little podcast. If you like hearing me talk about the Cubs, I do a little podcast, talk about some other stuff I'm learning. And I'm lucky enough to be able to sponsor this broadcast as well when I'm on it and when I'm not, when Mike's on here and stuff like that. So I'm able to sponsor it. So I've got a little clip here from the show just to kind of give you an idea of what the show's about in case you're interested. And we're going to go ahead and pop on over there, and I'll see you guys on the other side of this. Hold on a second, guys. Let me see if I can. This was happening yesterday as well. And let me just make sure I can get this squared away. But there is some good news, though, too. Scientists are actively trying to understand how the water bears are able to be so resilient for a bunch of great reasons. And I'll turn here to Thomas Boothby from TED Ed. Like, if you ever see on YouTube, like TED Talks, their education platform. So he said that scientists are trying to understand how water bears stabilize their biological molecules under extreme conditions because they believe that we may be able to apply that knowledge to help us stabilize vaccines or develop stress-tolerant crops to cope with climate change, which I think is super cool. Like, the fact that we might be able to use the information that we gain from these animals to help protect humanity from the effects of climate change on our food sources and potentially more, to be honest with you, viruses and bacteria that could potentially and probably more than likely will affect our day-to-day life. The fact that we could use information that we gain from studying these micro animals to protect us from some of that stuff is really, really cool. He goes on to say they might also give us clues as to the environmental limits of biological life and how to protect astronauts, in addition to helping us answer the question of whether or not life can be supported on planets less hospitable than our own. I mean, come on, when has that been more relevant than right now? We have a rover on Mars right now. Elon Musk is talking about wanting to colonize Mars right now. So once again, this could be wildly helpful to understand that question of how are they able to do this. But, I go back to the point that I made earlier, which is they don't know the answer to that yet, though. All right, guys. Top of the third. 2 outs here. Milwaukee Brewers. Runner on first here. Haven't really been able to get anything going against Hendricks. This is one of those games where the reality is at this point you're down 10-0. I don't even know what you're telling the guys if you're the Brewers. I mean, might as well send them all down to AAA at this point. I don't really know what the pep talk looks like when you're down 10-0 in the top of the third. I don't really know what you're going to tell guys. All right, guys, if we just got to score 10 runs. Just need a quick 8 runs, and then we're right back in it. Like, I just don't think it's there. Cubs on pace to score 45 today. And I'm hoping they get there. But somebody is definitely getting paid. I just tweeted that out. Somebody is for sure getting paid today. So, myself included. So, it's pretty awesome. You know, it always feels good when you take a look and you're like, oh, okay, well, making a little money today on a Friday afternoon. Not too bad. Making a little money. Friday afternoon, Cubs. What could be better? It's a great way to start the weekend. Chicago Cubs just slapping the ball around the field and really giving the Brewers just more than they can handle, apparently. And that's going to be a Hendricks strikeout there. Get some striking out looking, and Chicago Cubs still shutting out the Brewers here. We're going to head to the bottom of the third. Wilson Contreras is going to lead off, so we'll be back at the top of the order here in the bottom of the third, and it'll be the third time around already. So everything you want to see out of the Chicago Cubs happening today. This is one of those games where the only regret that I really have is that I didn't bet more at the end of the day. That's the only regret that I have. Hers said they were going to put their retirement on it, and well, might be a rich man. Might be a very, very rich man. Here's the deal. Check out, guys, once again, check out Fiverr. If you're a small business, if you are a small business and you're looking to take your business to the next level, Fiverr is a great tool to do that. It's a fantastic tool to do that. You can use Fiverr to do really any sort of freelance work that you might need. It's a great way to get connected to the type of talented people that can help you grow your business from a freelance perspective. So accounting, graphic design, media, marketing, things like that. If you're interested in bringing someone on board, check out Fiverr. You might be able to save yourself a little time and a good amount of money. So go ahead and use our code in the description below if you are interested in checking out Fiverr. 10-0. Not much to say, right? Other than, hell yeah, Cubs on pace to score 45, and I am very fucking happy because if you look above my head right there, you can see the bets that I placed. And not only am I going to win, but as long as the Cubs don't completely implode and give up 11 runs, I think we're in good shape. So Cubs win is going to pay somebody that retweets our pinned tweet or likes our pinned tweet. Cubs win is going to pay that person $16. And on a Friday night, you know, I don't know, $16 goes a long way, right? All you people who are of legal drinking age, if you're headed out to the bar, $16 might get you a couple beers. If you're not somebody that wants to hit the bar, it's all good. $16. It's a nice little, you might be able to order yourself a pizza. You know what I'm saying? You might be able to, you know, I don't know. What are you into, right? Just depends what you're into, right? You're going to be able to definitely get yourself something nice with that $16, I hope. Wilson Contreras, swing and a miss there. 69-mile-an-hour breaking ball. That's a very nasty breaking ball, actually, right there by Lindblom. But nonetheless, it's gonna take the game of a lifetime from the Brewers at this point. So we're just having some fun, guys. It's interesting. Cubs come up to bat here, and it makes me kind of want to speak to the this article that I saw the other day. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it up so I can kind of quote it a little bit. But ESPN ran an article the other day, and the title of this article was, quote, "It's almost mind-boggling. Scouts opposing pitchers on why the Cubs can't hit. Mind-boggling. A mystery. It's hard to figure. Those are some of the words scouts and opposing pitchers used when asked about a Chicago Cubs offense that sits dead last in the majors in many categories, including a 192 team batting average that's among the all-time worst through 15 games." That's how that article starts off. That article came out on 4/20. So since then, the Cubs offense has been absolutely on fire. And this is an article written by Jesse Rogers from ESPN. I wanted to make sure I give him credit on that. So, but it's an interesting article. It basically just goes to talk about how the Cubs are just so talented. It's basically an article just shitting on the Cubs, right? How they're so talented, but they can't hit. It's baffling, and they don't, they're underachieving on that side of the field and all this stuff. And I find it very interesting that you have a national article like that from ESPN. An ESPN article comes out basically talking about how your team can't hit shit and it's embarrassing and you're too good to be hitting like this. And then they turn it on. And you kind of wonder if that put a little chip on their shoulder after they saw that article in a national news outlet, and they have turned it on. Now, Wilson Contreras is going to strike out there swinging on that high fastball. One out here, bottom of the third, but overall, they've turned it on since that article came out. And I do wonder if that's one of those things where you pin that article up in the locker room and guys start to think to themselves, maybe they think to themselves, I think we need to get this media off our back. Let's go out there and hit some dingers. So Chris Bryant up to bat here. Would love to see a homer by him. Get somebody paid. Chris Bryant having a decent season, to be honest. He's not so much one of the guys that I'm talking about. He's batting .290 on the year, 5 homers, 12 RBIs. 1 for 2 today. Had a double in the first and scored a run. So, that .290 batting average, 5 homers on the season. Chris Bryant's been him and Wilson Contreras, I would say, have been kind of the two bright spots in the Cubs offense so far this year, as we've just eclipsed the 10% mark in the season. We played 10% of the games, as Chris Bryant's going to go ahead and get a single there. Drives that ball into left field for a single on the ground, just rolls basically in between the third baseman and the shortstop. Nice hard hit ball out into the left field, and he'll get on with the single. And just like that, Cubs have another runner on base. But yeah, I think Cubs starting to get things a little figured out on offense, it looks like. So big series. Glad to see them figure it out in this series particularly. Rizzo coming up to bat. If you remember last time he was up to bat, hit a towering home run out there to right field. And Chris Bryant was on base when that happened as well. So let's see what Rizzo can do in this at bat. Looks like he's going to pop that one up to left field. The Brewers, a little more competent than the Mets, fielding the ball. They're going to make that play in left field. McKinney catches the ball, keeps Bryant at first base. Bottom of the third, 2 outs here. Chicago Cubs with the lead 10-0. Like I said, Brewers a little more competent defensively than the Mets. Had that ball been hitting the left field that high against the New York Mets, anything can happen, really. Against the Brewers, they're a little more of a sure thing out there defensively. Javi Baez coming up to bat. He's 2 for 2 today, single and a solo home run. Javi, we talked about it before. Strikeouts seem to be the issue so far this year. Otherwise, he's doing the other things that you kind of expect. Unfortunately, the strikeouts show in not only the strikeout category, but also the fact that he was batting, I think, 200 on the season coming into this game, something like that. That ball is outside, but it's going to be called a strike there. So it's interesting. Like I said, this ump high in the zone, he's not generous, but that ball looked outside, looked like a ball to me in the robot ump, but he went ahead and called it a strike. Javi there going to hit that to the second baseman and fielder's choice to second base. That'll get the out and end the inning. So going to head to the top of the third here. Top of the fourth, rather. Top of the fourth coming up. And the Chicago Cubs doing their thing. They're doing a thing. They're doing a thing. What am I talking about? Sorry, I got freaking... I'm all over the place, guys. They're up 10-0. I don't know. I'm looking at Twitter. I'm just all over the place. But let's go ahead and see. While I say that, let's go ahead and see what Twitter's saying right now about this Cubs. Let me go ahead and see here. Cubs. All right. Let's go ahead and take a look. Chicago Cubs Twitter is usually an electric place. It's usually a place where you're going to get the best of both worlds. What I mean by that is you're going to get all the pessimists and optimists rolled together, and they're going to be talking Cubs baseball, and I love to see it. So let's go ahead and take a look. Diving into the weekend and then that Nico Horner sliding to second base I talked about earlier, where he slid into second base like a psycho. Here we go. So Cubs didn't score a run in the third inning. They suck. That's funny. Cubs. All right, now they're not on pace to score 40 anymore, guys. So I'm a little upset. But that's okay. I've seen the Cubs blow larger leads than this. That's okay. Well, it's fairly okay. So that's not the energy we're going to bring to this broadcast today. I know that sometimes I can be a little critical of the Chicago Cubs, but when you're up 10-0 in the fourth inning, I say let's try to be positive. So I don't know where that negativity is coming from on Twitter, but a lot of jokes about how they didn't score that inning, so they're slacking. It's funny. Let's see. Cubs up. Yep. Amazing. The Cubs hot, and they're hot when hot and frozen when cold. That is interesting, right? So far this year, and that's a good point actually that I'm seeing here on Twitter. Like, that's a really good point. The Cubs this year have been they've just been, when they are hot, they are en fuego, right? They have games like this. They have games where they score 16 the other night. Hendricks is going to drill that batter there. Looked like that pitch kind of just got away from him. Feel like the Brewers might take exception to a guy getting plunked when they're down 10-0, though. So that'll be curious. I'm curious to watch that play out, but he's going to go ahead and plunk this for his batter. Looks like a ball that should have maybe stayed inside and just drifted on him a little bit too far inside. So I'll put a runner on first. Top of the fourth. Realistically, I do think that's a good point, though, that you see on Twitter. I think that's a very good point. When the Cubs this year have hit the ball well, they've hit it well, right? 10 runs here through 3 innings and 16 the other night. But then when they are cold, they are cold. They had a stretch where they went 10 or 11 innings or something this year without a hit at one point, something crazy like that. Something in that realm. So Chicago Cubs. Today we're catching them where they're hot, and consistency is really going to be the key. We talked about that a little last night. I think it's going to be a key for this team as you go through the year. Consistency, and I'll be honest, I think figuring out this lineup a little bit is probably going to be fairly important. I think you've got a few moving pieces that are interesting that you're going to have to figure out as we go. You've had some guys in Happ and Peterson that haven't really played up to the standard that the Cubs need them to play to, and that ball's going to be grounded to short. Javi with a beautiful play. Catches it with the glove. Scoops, throws it with the glove to second base, and they turn the double play. Him and Horner. Beautiful play by Javi Baez. Javi Baez is having a hell of a day, ladies and gentlemen. This guy, unreal. That's an amazing play right there. That's going to be a double play. Rizzo with a nice little scoop there at first, and that'll get the Cubs out of the inning. So heading to the bottom of the fourth, that was a phenomenal play right there. By the Cubs on defense. So Javi Baez doing his thing, doing what Javi Baez does, right? At the end of the day, Javi Baez he's gonna have some highlights, right? He's a human highlight reel. Consistency, though, as we were talking about, something that he does lack at times. And once again, I think that's going to be a component this year. It's going to be, can the Cubs stay consistent? Can they not have these wild swings where they're up and down, crazy hot, and then just frozen when they're cold, right? Can they get a little more consistent, and can we figure out the pieces that need to be out there, right? So far in the year, Happ and Peterson haven't played that great. Marisnik's playing well. Look at Horner right now so far today playing well. So we got to get a little bit of that figured out, and be curious to see if they make any moves at the deadline in regards to pitching and kind of where they feel like they're at on that front. But bullpen's been a little tough this year, been a little inconsistent as well. So I think that theme of consistency is going to be important for the Cubs this year. I really, really do. But anyway, it's good to see, guys. I think it's a nice little Friday afternoon. Just watching Cubs baseball. I appreciate you guys for hopping in. If you're tuned in here, I really appreciate it. And we're just getting things going. trying to get some people paid today, right? So that's what it's all about. At the end of the day, I think that's what it's all about. Just want to get the people paid a little bit, and nothing wrong with that. So, Chicago Cubs, absolutely blasting the Brewers. What a time. What a time. This is what we want, right? I mean, this is what we all want heading into the weekend. First game of this series, right? So you just swept the Mets. Now you move into a game, you're playing well. Cubs are hot right now, and this is a good time to be hot. You got 3 against the Brewers, and then I believe 4 against the Braves. Maybe 3, but this is a time to get hot. Keep that rolling. Keep that streak rolling. Cubs win today, they'll go a game over 500, and hopefully keep that streak alive. Bodie's up to bat here. Lindblom throws that one in the dirt. That was an absolutely terrible pitch. He basically, how where the grass meets the dirt kind of in front of the plate there? He almost hit the grass there. That was nowhere near anything. I don't even know. That was awful. I feel like the control this year with some of these pitchers has just been atrocious. I don't know what you would attribute that to exactly. I'd be curious to see some statistics on that. It just feels like, and it's not just the teams the Cubs have been playing. I feel like every time I do one of these, it's this crazy situation where they're all over the place with a lot of these guys, And maybe the Cubs are spoiled a little bit. You got a guy like Hendricks that just has such great control of the ball, but baseball is all over the place. I mean, I feel like Wilson Contreras is back there a lot of these games, jumping all over the place, especially when that bullpen comes in. And you're seeing it for the Brewers here too, just struggling to find the strike zone. As Bodie's got a 2-1 count here, bottom of the 4th, no outs. Cubs up 10-0. We're just having a good time here today, guys. We're just having a good little time, enjoying it. It's gonna be a good game. I think this is the outcome we're all looking for. Bodie's gonna smash that into center field, and Jackie Bradley Jr. makes a nice play, kind of up and over his shoulder there, jumps to make that play and gets that out in center field. Had one earlier that he couldn't make that play on, right at the wall, bounced off the wall, and Jason Hayward, I believe that was, or was that Jason Hayward triple? I think that was off the wall to center, but either way, Jackie Bradley Jr. makes that play in center, and he's going to get getting out there. Curious if the fans up there in the bleachers are letting him hear it at all. Hayward up to bat now. And Jason Hayward, the hero last night, and so far today, been playing well. Bottom of the 4th here, 1 out. Lindblom deals to Hayward. Hayward's going to ground that ball out to second base. Routine play there for the Brewers. They get the out. Jason Hayward grounds out. First pitch he sees, takes a swing, grounds out to second. Chicago Cubs offense is woken up, huh? Showing some fans up there in the bleachers. That's awesome. Love to see that. You just love to see the fans there. I'm excited to see Wrigley full again. Excited to see Wrigley packed. Get all the fans back in the stands and watch some Cubs baseball. And if they keep playing like this, it's going to be a fun party out there in the bleachers. I'll tell you that. Uh-oh. Might have a hot dog alert here. So if you guys want to go ahead and look to the left of your screen here, right under where that score is, looks like we got a fella. They just cut off of him. We might have another hot dog eating contestant here, similar to last night. And looks like fries, unfortunately. My man was doing some damage to those fries there. Thought we were going to have another 3-bite hot dog takedown, as we saw yesterday, but we do not. So we're going to be on that. We're on alert for those this season, trying to look and see if we got any Kobayashis in the stands like we did yesterday. Just want to see that. My man was going with the fries, though. Fries are good. I'm a big hot dog and fries guy at Wrigley. That's me personally. Hot dog, fries. A few, maybe one or several beers, and that's a good day out there. I believe my mother likes the cotton candy at Wrigley, which I think is a good move. I think that's a good move for sure. Get a little sugar in there. I know some people that like the ice cream. Now, I do know they got some crazy shit on the menu now, too. It's been a little while there. Marisnik's going to drive that deep to left field, and that one's out. That's a home run. Jock Peterson could never. Pay Marisnik. Play him every day. This lady's pumped up. She got a souvenir. I'm happy to see it. Marisnik goes ahead and smashes that one to left field. That's another homer for the Cubs. 11-0, bottom of the 4th. Hell yeah. That's what we want to see there. That is absolutely what we want to see out of the Chicago Cubs. Marisnik drives that one deep to left field. Somebody's going home with the souvenir. That lady looked very happy. She was jumping up and down. She was letting people know, this is my baseball. I'm going home with it. Thank you, Jason Marisnik, for the souvenir. At this point, I'm almost becoming desensitized as the Cubs scoring runs at this point. This is incredible. This is amazing. Chicago Cubs. I mean, what are we talking about here? Realistically, in the Chicago Cubs' last 3 games, they have what? 31 runs in their last 3 games. I mean, this is something that is not to be understated. I think this is important. The Chicago Cubs in their last 3 games have scored up to this point 31 runs. And this game's only in the 4th inning, by the way. So, Chicago Cubs averaging over 10 runs a game in their last 3 games. So, you love that. Absolutely love it. Chicago Cubs offense coming alive at Wrigley here in late April. Could be a sign of things to come. Knock on wood, obviously, but could definitely be a sign of things to come. Nico Horner, 1-2 count here, bottom of the 4th. He's going to go ahead and hit that one to first, and it's first baseman can't handle it. Nico Horner on base again. It's going to be on base there with the single. So Nico Horner on first base just drills it over there to first, and first baseman can't make a play for the Brewers there. Now, I'll be honest with you, he hit the hell out of that thing. I mean, he smoked it. Absolutely smoked it to first base. But the Brewers can't make that play. Does Rizzo make that play? I think he does. Yeah, I mean, honestly, when you're seeing it there, first baseman kind of froze. Hiura, right? Is that the first baseman for the Brewers? He kind of froze there on that one, and it short hopped him, kind of hit him up, came up on him, brings that glove up, and kind of bounces off the inside of his elbow, and Nico Horner is going to be safe at first base there. That'll bring Hendricks up again. So Kyle Hendricks here, going to be batting again. Fouls another one off, another souvenir for a fan. Kyle Hendricks just giving out souvenirs like he's a damn gift shop today. This dude's just slapping foul balls all over the place. Hell of a catch by that fan right there. Catches it with the left hand there. Got some lovely older women behind him there. He saved them. Looks like they're okay. Yeah, all right. Maybe a little flirting. Who knows? Who knows? Saved him from that baseball, though. Caught that one left-handed, that fan up there. Hell of a catch. Had the Cubs jersey on up there and everything. Doing his thing. As Hendricks is going to go ahead and watch that strike go by. He strikes out here. So, Chicago Cubs get that homer there. 12 hits on the day through 4 innings. And it's an 11-0 lead for the Chicago Cubs. So, we're going to go ahead and pop on over here real quick, guys, in between innings. And want to have a quick reminder if you're just tuning in. And you're a small business owner, maybe you work at a small business, we've got a really cool opportunity on Fancast. And I do mean it, guys. I really want you guys to take a look at this opportunity and consider it as a very a way to get your business out. So, did the guy have a glove? He did not have a glove. And we're going to touch on that when I come right back from this commercial, his or hers.
Hey, Fancast. How we doing? I'm Scott with Fancast, and I want to let you know about the thing that we're doing for small businesses that want to advertise with us. If you're a small business and you have a 15 to 30 second commercial that you want to advertise with us on Fancast, feel free to send that to me on Twitter, ScottyO32, or you can upload it to our website in a couple days once we have the feature working, and we will advertise for you on our Fancast for free.
All right, guys, we're back. Like I said, if you're a small business owner or you work at a small business, it's a great opportunity that we want to be able to provide for people, especially in and around Chicagoland. The people that watch this broadcast are Cubs fans at the end of the day. A lot of them are either living in Chicago or they have family and friends in Chicago. I don't personally live in Chicago anymore. 25 years, grew up in Chicagoland. Love it. Had an opportunity to move out to the beach. Took that opportunity, but have a ton of family and friends back in Chicago. And so if you're a small business and you're looking to advertise, you're going to get a lot of eyes Chicago eyes on your content there. So feel free to go ahead and message any type of promotional video. It can just be a selfie, guys. It can just be a selfie of you talking about your business. Go ahead and message it on over to Scott, and we'll throw it up here during the broadcast in some of these commercial breaks. So that's something that we like to be able to offer for people. But as we head into the let's see, we're gonna go ahead and into the top of the fifth here, and Hendricks on the mound now. Guys, if you're listening to this and you're interested, you would like to find out a way to support the show, there's a few simple ways we can do that, okay? So first way you can do that is if you look in our description, we have a link to our Patreon. Essentially all that is, guys, it's a way for you to tip. It's a monthly recurring like subscription, but essentially it's just a way for you guys to tip myself and Mike and the team here really for putting on this broadcast. So the way that works is it's in different levels. It's a $1, $5, and a $10 level, and that just is a recurring monthly thing. So if you're looking to support the podcast from a monetary standpoint, that's a way to do that. Hendricks starts off with a breaking ball there that's fouled off. Second way that you can support the podcast is we have a link tree also in that description where that's where we sell our merch, guys. So we've got a bunch of cool merch up there. For those of you that are fans of 420, got a really cool hoodie up there, a really cool CUBS hoodie. If you're a fan of 420 and the festivities that go on 420, you'll want to check that out. Got some cool gear up there as well. Got a shirt right now. A little shout out to Wilson Contreras and how much he's been hit by pitches this year. And then the third way that you can support the show, guys, is just to go ahead and head on over to Fiverr and use that link if you're interested in using Fiverr. That also helps support the show as well. And actually, finally, the other way is just to go ahead and head on over to Twitter. Help us out. Retweet the stream. That definitely helps us out. Helps drive viewers to the stream. Gives us an opportunity for some more people to win some money, as we should be able to do today. So, once again, if you look up above me, if you retweet our pinned tweet or like that tweet, you have an opportunity to split the winnings of those bets with me when those bets hit today. And I'll tell you what, that money line bet is going to hit, guys. So, you know, you got a chance to get $16 right there, right off the bat. And if Hendricks keeps pitching the way he is, I wouldn't be shocked if we hit that one either. So Hendricks up here dealing. Runner on first, guys. Jackie Bradley Jr. led off the inning with a single to center field. So 0-1 count here. It's going to be 0-2 as that breaking ball slides in. And 0-2 count here, top of the fifth. No outs. Brewers have a runner on first. Still down 11-0. So Hendricks, 45 pitches in right now. Not bad, top of the fifth. That's not bad at all. And so, you know, he's going to keep dealing, and I love to see that, obviously, because of this bet that we placed. But nonetheless, either way, you still love to see Hendricks out there doing his thing, especially after that last outing that he had, because he did struggle a little bit in that last outing. So that's the reality of it. But let's go ahead and pull this up here. Right now, Kyle Hendricks with 4 strikeouts on the day. So 2 more strikeouts from Kyle Hendricks today, and we will go ahead and hit on that bet as well, which would bring the total someone's going to win to $21. And that's obviously without a Chris Bryant home run. If you can get that Chris Bryant home run and that Kyle Hendricks strikeout, that'll bring our total to $31 somebody's going home with today. Just for going and clicking 4 buttons over there on Twitter, guys. So always a good opportunity that we like to offer to people on Fancast. That ball's going to be fouled off. Top of the fifth. 2-2 count here. Runner on first. Hendricks going low in the zone here. Probably looking to get a ground ball into a double play situation here. And obviously you want to see that if you can. Javi Baez turned a beautiful double play in the top of the fourth. So you might see another opportunity for that here. 2-2 count. Top of the fifth. Runner on first. And that pitch is going to be swung at. That's hit deep to left field. But that's an easy play for Chris Bryant there, tracking the ball. And he makes a nice play there out in left field. Chicago Cubs still shutting out the Brewers here. 11-0, top of the fifth. 1 out. I'll tell you what, Bryant had a glove right there as he makes that play, but also his Hers Wine Whiskey asked, did that guy have a glove? That guy that caught that ball in the stands. He did not. No glove. So we did not see an adult with a glove. I know how some people feel about that. Some people feel, strongly opposed to adults with the glove at the ballpark. I don't mind it, but, to each his own. It's usually my approach. However, I can understand, there's a lot of people that are kind of unforgiving about it. But no, the guy that caught that foul ball did not have a glove. It was a beautiful catch, though. Beautiful left-handed catch up there. Saved the ladies behind him. Might have been some flirting. I don't know after that. Looked like maybe from my vantage point. But nonetheless, Chicago Cubs beating the hell out of the Brewers right now. It's fucking fantastic to watch. 11-0. Top of the fifth. Runner on first, one out. And the Cubs are doing their thing. They're just out here just once again being wildly inconsistent. But being wildly inconsistent isn't always bad when you have a situation like this. Wildly inconsistent in the sense that they usually don't hit like this, and then now magically they do, and they got 12 hits on the day. So it's been a phenomenal way to head into the weekend here with the Chicago Cubs on Fancast. That ball is going to be a strike there right on the outside edge. And like I said, this ump is seemingly a little bit generous with the strike zone on the outer side of the plate for these batters. However, anything that's been high, if it's been a close pitch and it's been high in the zone, this dude is not calling that shit. It's not happening. He's going to call it a ball. But it's a lot of these outside pitches, I think the robot ump would say are not strikes, and yet he's calling them. So, likes that outside part of the zone. That ball's going to be grounded to Javi. And that's another double play. Chicago Cubs. Kyle Hendricks, another double play ball right there. He is absolutely dealing. Giving up 3 hits today. Only 3 hits and no runs. Absolutely dealing up there. And right there gets another double play there, Javi. That one was a little easier than the last one. He didn't have to dive and scoop it and do all that crazy shit. But nice, easy double play there. And Chicago Cubs, right now on pace to score 22. So I'm feeling good. When you're on pace to score 22 runs, I'm feeling pretty good about you. But anyway, guys, if you're just hopping in here now, appreciate you. Thanks for coming in and hang out with us a little bit. It's cool. We're chilling here Friday, watching Cubs baseball. We're on here for pretty much every game, guys. If you're interested in supporting, just check out the descriptions in the bottom. I was just talking about that a minute ago. But yeah, we're just on here watching these Cubs games. That's what we try to do here at Fancast. We just want to watch the games, stream, and just kind of hang out. That's all it is. Just react to it as real Cubs fans. I'm a diehard Cubs fan. 25 years, grew up in Chicago, been to Wrigley many times. A lot of great memories there, right? I love the Chicago Cubs. My family loves the Chicago Cubs. Chicago Cubs are a big part of what we do and our life. They certainly have been a big part, and we love them. So I'm just happy to be on here talking Cubs, just kind of hanging out and just bullshitting a little bit on the stream. I mean, when you're up 11-0, like I said, I think, you want to start chirping a little bit. I think you kind of let the Brewers know, man. The Brewers are going to let you know. You think if the Brewers were up 11-0, their players wouldn't be talking shit? Like, let's be honest. I mean, come on. Absolutely. They'd be letting you hear it. I say fucking let them have it, And they might be. They might be out there chirping a little bit. I say let them know. Let them know. That's all it is, right? It's just that simple, guys. It's just that simple. Anyway, if you look above my head there, placed a few bets today. And I'm splitting half the winnings with someone that retweets our pinned tweet on Twitter or likes it. So if you're one of the new people popping in here and seeing that, look above my head. I have a good feeling that all those bets are going to hit. I feel really good about that. I know that Bryant one's going to be a little tricky. Kyle Hendricks, I believe, is only 2 strikeouts away from that one hitting. And if you think the Cubs aren't winning the money line today, I would call you a fool. I'll be honest. I would call you a fool. I think the Cubs have this one kind of handily. Look, I'll knock on wood if that makes anybody nervous, but come on, man. You got to be at least somewhat optimistic when the Chicago Cubs are up 11-0. Got to be a little optimistic, right? Otherwise, we fall into that stereotype. As I was talking to Patrick last night of Cubs fans, where people think that we just think this team will never win. We're just there to party and drink in the bleachers, and it's far from the truth. Some of the smartest fans in baseball by far. Cubs fans are real fans. They watch games. Like, they watch every game. This is no joke out here. This is the reality of it. So, Cubs fans, be optimistic right now. I saw a little pessimism on Twitter last time I checked, and I don't know why. Not when we're up 11-0. Come on. If they're playing like shit, I'll tell you. I will. It's just the reality of it. Like, I'm not here wearing kid gloves with this team. Absolutely. I'm not wearing these kid gloves. Ask a couple of the players, I'm sure they don't know what I've said about them, but, we're not just trying to treat them with kid gloves, but when they're playing well, let's go. Got to be optimistic when they're playing well. It's the truth. Chicago Cubs, bottom of the 5th, 1-1. count here. Wilson Contreras leading off today for the Cubs. He went ahead and led off the game here for him without Ian Happ out there. And Ian Happ's been struggling. Nico Horner playing well today. I'm all for it. Let's let Nico Horner get some more Happ's at bats. Let's let Marisnik get more of Jock Peterson's at bats. And I think you could feel good about that if you're a Cubs fan. Absolutely do. Bottom of the fifth here, 2-1 count. Contreras is going to foul that one off. 97 miles an hour. Pitching change here for the Brewers. Got Rasmussen up here in the bottom of the fifth. So Brewers already into their third pitcher of the day, and I think they can kind of see the writing on the wall. I highly doubt their manager's saying that in the dugout. I doubt he's saying stuff like, hey, guys, we suck today. Let's just pack it in. But I imagine we're going to see a few more pitchers, and that ball almost kills the catcher there as he bounces it right into the ground. It pops up, hits him right in the breadbasket there. That's not what you want to see. Rasmussen, making my point for me. Pitched 6 innings this year, has an ERA of almost 10. So if you think the Brewers are playing the rest of this game to win, I would point you at Rasmussen's ERA and the fact that he's in the game right now. So he's going to go ahead and walk Contreras here in the bottom of the fifth to just start this inning here for the Cubs offense. Bottom of the fifth. Runner on first here. No outs. Chicago Cubs up 11-0, and if this were a Little League game, it'd probably be over after this inning. Mercy rule, slaughter rule, whatever you call it. Slaughter rule is what we called it when I was a kid. Don't know if that's too aggressive for people nowadays. But on Fancast, we're going to call it the slaughter rule. So, because quite frankly, it's what it is. It's what it is right now. 11-0 lead for the Cubs. 0-1 count here. Chris Bryant takes a ball. Chris Bryant, we'd love to see him homer here. I'll tell you that much. That would make this a pretty nice day. He's going to go ahead and hit that one out to center field for another base hit. Chris Bryant having a nice day. I believe he's 3 for 3 on the day now. And he'll move Wilson Contreras on over to second. So runners on first and second here, bottom of the fifth, no outs. Chicago Cubs making things happen. I just want to close that door a little more. Look at that. They got the blue lights going today. Try to get those blue lights going for the Cubs. It's a nice ambiance, I think, with those lights. But Rizzo stepping up to bat here. If you'll remember, Rizzo had a homer there in, I believe that was maybe the fourth. Was that the third inning? Something along those lines. But Rizzo with an early 2-run homer where he absolutely blasted one to right field. And stepping into the batter's box here, he's going to watch a 96-mile-an-hour fastball come in there for a strike. So 0-1 count here on Riz. Runners on first and second. Bottom of the fifth, no outs. Rizzo 2 for 3 on the day. Double and a solo homer. Was it a solo homer? Maybe I'm wrong. I thought Bryant was on base. But I guess that was the double that I was mistaking that for, where he drove Bryant in. He's going to loop that one out to left field. That's going to be an easy catch out there in left field. 1 out on the inning. Bottom of the fifth, runners on first and second, 1 out. 11-0 lead for the Chicago Cubs. Doesn't get much better than that. Not on a Friday afternoon. 4 o'clock. You know what that means? It's almost 5 o'clock. You know what that means. And if you've watched this before, you absolutely know what that means. Almost 5 o'clock here. I think when the Cubs are up 11-0, you got to celebrate a little, right? Absolutely. Especially on a Friday afternoon. Javi Baez up to bat, and we're going to see what he wants to do here. He's going to go ahead and swing with the might of many men, but he will miss that one. 0-1 here is the count. Bottom of the fifth, 1 out. Javi Baez. The pitch. Javi's going to foul that one back. That'll make it a 0-2 count here. Bottom of the fifth, 1 out. Runners on first and second. It's not that time for anyone in Chicago, though. That's true, hers. That is true. I am on the East Coast time, so I'll be an hour ahead of you guys. But the Cubs are up 11-0. I mean, if you're done with work for the day, I say just join me. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. That's what they say, right? I think that's the way to look at that. You know, if you still got work to do today, I understand. But it's Friday. if you're done with your work already or watching this, let's have a good time. Chicago Cubs. I mean, how often are we going to see this year? Now, granted, we've seen it twice in the last 3 games. So, once again, with the Cubs' offensive firepower, I don't think anybody thought this was unreasonable this year. I think because they've started off poorly on offense, people might have felt that way. But I think if you went back a month ago and you said, yeah, the Cubs are going to have a game where they put up 16 early in the season, and then a couple days later they're going to put up 11, I don't think people would have thought you were crazy. I think if you said the Cubs are going to give up 16 in a game, that was where people would have also been like, yeah, I could see that. That was the concern coming into the year, at least for most of the people that I talked about, most of the stuff I saw on Twitter. And so, I mean, the Cubs doing what people expect them to do with the offensive firepower they have. I'm not saying 11 runs is what people expect, but Javi's going to swing and miss there. 98 miles an hour, just blows it right by him. And just a swing and a miss. I mean, it comes with Javi, right? He swings with the might of many men, but every now and then he cannot make contact with 98, and he strikes out. So another strikeout for Javi Baez, and he keeps that weird-ass statistical year going that he has, as we talked about earlier. So David Bodie up to bat here. Playing third base today for the Cubs, which is why you got Bryant there in left field. He's going to just kind of tap it out ahead there. Looks like he barely got any contact on that, and they're just going to go ahead and make an easy play. Get that out at first to send us to the 6th inning here. So this game, to be honest with you, is going pretty quick today. Going pretty quick, I feel like. Partially because the Brewers haven't gotten much going. But anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know if you're listening to this and you like the way that I communicate these games, right? You're a fan of what I'm doing. I also do a podcast. And I've got a clip here I'd love to load up and show you guys of just a little bit of what my podcast is about, just to give you a general idea. And really what's cool about this clip, and the reason that I choose it, is it speaks to why I started the podcast, and it explains it a little bit. And so I'll see you guys on the other side of this. Right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the podcast. It's good to be back. If you're new to the podcast, welcome. I started this podcast just to really promote lifelong learning. I've always been a person that enjoys learning new things, and I feel like I'm constantly looking up really just any new information that I learn. I love to just kind of learn something new and then Google it and learn more about it. And I decided to make this podcast and just sort of share with you guys the things I'm learning in the world, and hopefully be able to promote lifelong learning and just you kind of doing your own research and looking into things that maybe interest you. So if you're new, welcome. If you're back, it's good to see you back. All right, guys, we're back. So yeah, it's just a little idea of what the podcast is about, in case you're interested. It's just just gives you an idea of what we're doing on there and why I started it. So check it out if you're interested anywhere you get your podcasts at. Hendricks still dealing in this game. Top of the sixth. I mean, 58 pitches. Let's let him roll. I think this is exactly what you wanted to see out of him. I mean, Hendricks go ahead and throwing the team on his back a little today. I'll be honest, shutting out the Brewers. And last night we had to get in the bullpen a little bit. Had to get into the bullpen a little more than we would have liked. And, to see Hendricks come out here today and be able to go, who knows? I mean, right? I mean, he might be able to throw a complete game here. And if that's the case, that just helps a ton. Lets those arms in the bullpen rest another day because you've got 2 games coming up this weekend, both day games. So we're going to be 1:20 starts Central Time the next 2 days for the Cubs against the Brewers in this series. Hendricks right there with the strikeout. All right, my friends, we are 1 away. We are 1 Kyle Hendricks strikeout away from winning that second bet of the game. Let me just double check that real quick. As to make sure. Let me just make sure. Don't want to steer anyone the wrong direction with what I'm saying, but I do think that was his 5th strikeout. Let's take a look. Let's take a look real quick. That was his 5th strikeout of the day, guys. So Kyle Hendricks right there dealing. Kyle Hendricks absolutely dealing. He's got 5 strikeouts on the day. 1 more and we're winning that bet, guys. So if Kyle Hendricks throws 1 more strikeout, Cubs should hang on to win. Somebody is coming home with $21. You're getting $21 today. You'll have $21 for hitting 4 buttons on Twitter, guys. Just go ahead and retweet or like that pinned tweet. Somebody's winning some freaking money. I know I am. I'm glad to split it with you guys. I love being able to do that. Something I would love to do this for just forever. We're just going to it's going to be a staple, I think we're watching these games together. Let's all win, right? So if you retweet or like that pinned tweet, you've got a chance to split those winnings with me, and you can see how much you can win right there. But right now, you would stand to win $21 if Kyle Hendricks can get 1 more strikeout here. And once again, I'm not trying to, and I hope this doesn't come off as arrogant, but the reason that I placed that bet is Kyle Hendricks had a rough outing in his last outing. And so you got to think he's going to want to bounce back to begin with, right? Then, on top of that, the Brewers just don't have much of an offensive, they don't have a lot of offensive firepower in the lineup today. So we talked about this a little earlier. You've got a situation where 222 batting average. They've only got 1 guy on the Brewers that has over a 222 batting average. And so when that's the situation, there's just not a lot of firepower there. And so I figured, Hendricks would maybe be able to come out here and deal a little bit. And he absolutely has so far. Now, as I say that, of course, that ball is blasted for a home run to right center field. Maybe I jinxed it. Is that Colton Wong? Goes ahead, hits his first home run of the season, and just absolutely blasts that thing. Takes it deep. 398 feet on that one. Solo shot, so Cubs are still up 11-1. That might only be the Brewers' 4th hit of the day, but just as I'm talking about Hendricks, maybe that was a sign. Maybe that was a sign to stop talking about him, let him do his thing. I don't know. I'm not superstitious, but I'm a little stitious. That's any Office fans here, you guys will get that one. But yeah, Kyle Hendricks just gets taken deep there by Colton Wong. But anyway, outside of that, if we're being honest, what I said isn't wrong, though. I mean, the Brewers have scored 1 run today and just not a lot of firepower in the offense. Colton Wong very well be the one guy I'm talking about that's over a 222 batting average. I can't remember. But I think that's why you go with that particular bet. The Chris Bryant bet only had to do with who the starter was, to be honest with you guys. And then, Cubs are the favorites today. They look every part of it right now. I mean, they look every bit of the favorites today. They really do. They really do. Let me just see here. Guys, we're gonna have a special treat for you guys coming up. Just getting word that we're gonna go ahead and have a guest in the 7th inning. We're gonna have a 7th inning guest today. We love to do a guest in the 4th inning. We had Patrick on yesterday in the 4th inning. We had him on talking a little Cubs baseball, and we also like to do guests in the 7th inning sometimes when we get an opportunity. So we're gonna go ahead and bring a guest on here in the 7th inning. So that's awesome. Just got word of that. And yeah, that's pretty awesome. If you guys can hear, you might hear a dog barking in the background. As you remember, I've got 2 very cute dogs that are very big Cubs fans that every now and then you'll hear in the background. I like to have them with me in the studio, to be honest. Personally, I like to have them with me in here. So every now and then you might hear them bark in the background a little bit. But I think that's what makes Fancast the real deal, right? So shout out to all you dog lovers out there, dog owners. It's the best thing in the world, you know. It's the reality of it. That ball's going to be hit to center. Marisnik chasing. And that one's going to be out for a home run, too. Fuck. Kyle Hendricks getting banged around a little bit this inning. Gives up 2 homers this inning. 11-2 now. And you got to think they're going to come out and have a meeting with him maybe, potentially. Good news for that bet is still 2 outs to go in the top of the 6th. So if either of those outs can be a strikeout, and I'm sure they'll let him end this inning, I think obviously nothing to worry about on that front. So still an opportunity here. No reason to freak out, especially from the way that bet is concerned. But it's a homer and another solo shot. Kyle Hendricks gives up another homer. So he goes ahead and throws this pitch in for a strike. Top of the 6th, 0-1 count, 1 out here. Cubs and the Brewers on Fancast TV. Like I said, guys, stay tuned. Cubs are going to come up to bat here in the bottom of the 6th. Then after that, we are going to go ahead and bring on a guest for the 7th inning. Make sure you stay tuned for that. That's just the reality of it. That is what we are going to do, guys. So, Chicago Cubs playing. Great baseball today, to be honest with you. Absolutely fantastic ball. 11-2 with the lead here. 0-2 count here, top of the 6th. Hendricks looking to maybe make somebody richer than they were just a moment ago. Myself and somebody, rather. Kyle Hendricks deals. That breaking ball is absolutely crushed to left field. And Horner cannot make the catch. So Cubs went ahead and made some defensive adjustments. Got Nico Horner out there in left now, and he cannot make the catch there. Just over his head. Looked like he was tracking it fine, and then all of a sudden, just goes over his head there. Top of the 6th, rather. 1 out. Looks like the Cubs pitching coach is just going to come out and have a conversation with Hendricks. Nothing to worry about there. Just going to come out and have a little quick conversation with him. Make sure everything is okay. Make sure he's settled in there. But that's a play. That's a tough play. I mean, it's over Horner's head. Thought he maybe had it. Just was probably a step short. Probably a step short. And it's a technical thing in baseball, right? So what's probably going to happen is Nico Horner's going to look after the game, and they're going to watch a little film of that play, and you're just going to see what happened there. Where was his first step, right? So when that contact is made on the ball, those outfielders are looking to, right, as soon as that contact's made, they're trying to take a step in the correct direction, right? And that's tough in the outfield. It's tougher than people think because contact's made with the ball, and you're either going to, where's your first step going to be? It's either going to be forward, backward, left, or right. And one misstep there on that very first or second step can be a situation like that with Nico Horner where he can't come up with the play there. He's a step short. You just wonder if maybe he did take that false step forward, right, first on that hit or side to side. But it's just an element of the game. It is the little things. It's the little things like that have hurt the Cubs this year at times. And that's one where I think if this was a closer game, I'd be pointing to that as a bit of an issue right there. But nonetheless, Cubs are still up 11-2. It's a damn good Friday. I'm happy to be on here on Fancast, guys. Yeah, 11-2 right now. Top of the 6th. We got our guest coming on in the 7th inning, and that's what it's going to be. That's what it's going to be for us. Sorry, guys, just always, trying to check Twitter there, and then I feel like I'm just saying nonsense. But it's going to be ground out to the second baseman. Runner on third now for the Brewers. Cubs trying to get out of this inning. Hendricks trying to work his way out of this inning. And, you hope the Cubs can get something going here. Hendricks, really, rather. Hope he can get something going here in this at bat. Would love to see a strikeout because giving up a couple runs here and you just don't know. What Rossi's thinking. Especially with that bat out there, you'd love to see this be a strikeout. So big at bat here, and I think Hendricks is thinking the same thing with that runner on third. Top of the sixth, 2 outs. That first pitch is going to be inside for a strike, 86 miles an hour. A little movement on it. Moves back in on the hands there. Keston Hiura is up for the Brewers here. Batting 113 on the year, so I like where we're at here with that bet, guys. I really, really like that. Here we go. So, top of the sixth. That pitch is going to be in there also. Swing and a miss for a strike. So, 0-2 count here. Top of the sixth, 2 outs. Hendricks looking to get a strikeout, looking to get myself and somebody paid on Fancast. And I hope he's going to do it for us. I think, hopefully myself and old Kyle are on the same page here. Let's go ahead and see. He sets. Just takes a little peek over there at that runner at third. It's going to be a breaking ball in the dirt. Wilson Contreras goes over to get it. Runner stays at third. Things all right. Wilson Contreras just trying to make sure that play's all good, and he does. He's back there. Wilson Contreras, invaluable behind the plate. Once again, that's why I would love to keep him. If he was the one, like I said, gun to your head, who do you have to get rid of by the trade deadline? One person. You must get rid of someone. Who is it? Throw it in the chat. And then also one person that you would have to keep and sign to a 5-year extension or longer. So you got to keep him for the next 5 years or longer. It's going to be down, ball in the zone. That should be a 2-2 count now, top of the 6, 2 outs. For me, Wilson Contreras. I got to have him for that 5-year period. Wilson Contreras to me is that guy. And then you've also got, and then on the other side of the ball, Javi is kind of where I'm at right now. And this could change. I think we're going to revisit this topic a few times throughout the year just to get an idea of where everybody's at. But I think that's a good exercise with a team like this. And really in baseball, right? A sport, they do make a lot of moves. The trade deadline's a big deal in baseball. And I think, it's important to keep an eye on what the fans think the team should do at that time. Just my opinion. That's going to be, that pitch is going to be high. So that's going to go ahead and walk the batter there. Here is going to go ahead on over to first. So runners on first and third here. Top of the sixth, 2 outs. Kyle Hendricks trying to work himself out of a bit of a situation. He's given up 2 solo homers this inning, and that's what's got the Cubs in the position they're at right now. Runners on first and third for the Brewers, but the Cubs are still up 11-2. So if anyone's listening right now and just tuned in, they're probably like, "Oh, sounds close." It's really not. Cubs have absolutely blitzed them today from the jump, but still. Looking for Kyle Hendricks to be able to get that 6th strikeout here. And he's going to go ahead and loop that breaking ball in there for a strike. Good call by the ump. Robot ump agrees. And he's going to loop that thing in there for a strike. It's fascinating to watch how often the umps are correct. That sounds weird. I still kind of prefer the robot ump, to be honest, but it's fascinating to see how often these guys are right when you do have that there. Like, that's a close pitch right there, but that's a ball, and the ump and the robot ump agree. It's a ball right there. So 1-1 count, top of the 6th, 2 outs. Chicago Cubs up 11-2 here at Wrigley on this Friday afternoon. It's been a good game so far. It's been a good day. So another looping breaking ball in there. It's high and outside for a ball. 2-1 count. Top of the 6th with 2 outs, and Kyle Hendricks on the mound for the Cubs. Looking to get his 6th strikeout of the day. Wilson Contreras. Looks like we're looking for a breaking ball. He's setting up low and outside. 79 miles an hour. It's tipped by Bradley, so Jackie Bradley Jr. Stays alive in the at-bat. 2-2 count, top of the 6th, 2 outs. Looks like Wilson's going to want a fastball inside here. Hendricks, that one ends up fouled off. Kind of missed the mark from where Wilson was setting up there. But top of the 6th, 2-2 count, 2 outs. Runners on first and third. Kyle Hendricks trying to get out of a jam here and potentially get that much coveted strikeout here that I would love to see. Fancast TV. It's going to be a breaking ball fouled off again there. So 2-2 count still here. Top of the sixth, 2 outs. And Chicago Cubs looking to get out of a jam here. The 2 solo home runs this inning are the only runs there, and I'll be curious to see at the end of the inning how many hits the Brewers have here today. But just chilling out here on the stream, guys, watching some Cubs baseball. It's always a good time. On a Friday afternoon especially. Love these Friday afternoon home day games. They're just the best. They're just the best. I think I've been to a few of those on days off from school in my life. My dad had really cool tickets as a kid, like 3 rows behind the Cubs dugout through his work. So we were just really lucky to be able to do that a lot. And those Friday afternoon day games are always a blast. So good to see the Cubs out here having a good day like that. Probably some kids having a blast at the park like me and my brothers were back in the day. So Wrigley Field, that was a great place to take in a baseball game. And, you know, Chicago, Illinois in general. Love it. Love it. It's the best. 3-2 count here. 2 outs. Top of the sixth. Kyle Hendricks on the hill. Looking to get out of this inning. Huge pitch right here. Absolutely huge. Wilson Contreras setting up low and outside. Hendricks hits the spot. Gets the strikeout. And that's going to end the inning. Kyle Hendricks with the 6th strikeout of the day. Myself and somebody going home today with $21 at least. At least. So that is awesome. You love to see that. And it's good to be here on the Fancast when things are going well like this. You got to love it. So here's the deal, guys. About to head to the bottom of the 6th. And then after that, we're going to bring on our guest there in the top of the 7th. And excited to bring him on. You guys who have watched Fancast before may be familiar with him. But we'll go ahead and bring our guest on. And like I said, top of the 7th. And we'll hang out for the 7th inning. But that inning. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. That inning, rather, went by a little slower than this game. This game was kind of scooting along there for a little while. That game's a little slower, slowed down a little bit now. And I think be curious to see how the Cubs come up to bat now, because to be honest, that inning kind of changed the pace of the game. I think that's interesting. I think it's something that certainly the players are aware of, but sometimes these games will get going with like a certain pace to them, and they'll kind of be rhythmic in a sense. Baseball games can be like this, and kind of seeing the same thing out of teams, right? They get in a rhythm. Innings are either going slow or fast, and then all of a sudden you have one inning where it kind of shakes that rhythm up, right? It gets that cadence. It kind of changes that cadence of the game, and that can be enough to kind of shift things, and then you'll see like a little bit of a momentum change, right? So that's why I say I'm curious to see how the Cubs bat this inning, because you can sometimes have a situation like that happen, and this could be a catalyst for this game to change a little bit. Now, granted, Cubs are up by 9 runs still with 3 innings left, so I don't feel too concerned. But anyway, just something to point out there. Let's go ahead and pull up Twitter here. Where's Twitter? Let's go ahead and pull up Twitter. So Twitter here, it's talking about some Cubs baseball, and I think the people are fired up, I would have to imagine. Let's take a quick look here. So let's take a look. Cubs fans just talking about how they're hitting, how they're scoring. Yep. Playing well. Kyle gets through the inning to give up 2, but I think we've seen the end of him today. Yeah, I would agree. Hey, if the Cubs can score this much in a few innings, so can the Brewers. I disagree. Here's why I disagree. We've talked about it a little bit. Brewers just don't have that much firepower in the offense today, truthfully. You look at the batting averages. Best hitter they've got on the team today is the only guy on the team batting over 222. So Cubs, meanwhile, have 4 guys, maybe 5 at this point, that are like that. So the Cubs' offense has struggled this year, too. So I just think that gives you an idea. Brewers' offense lineup they've got today, not great. But it's the way it goes. It's the way this sport goes sometimes. Brewers with another pitching change here. Perdomo pitching for the Brewers. And big lefty. Throws the ball hard. I think curious to see what the Cubs are able to do here now with I believe they're seeing their fourth different pitcher of the day. Some of these batters. Jason Hayward up to bat, so he definitely is. Played well today. 3-0 count here to start the bottom of the sixth. Perdomo deals to Hayward. It's going to be a strike, 93 miles an hour, right over the middle of the plate. That'll make the count 3-1. So Cubs went ahead and got on early. If you're just tuning in, got a large lead early in the game. The Brewers starting pitcher only made through a few batters. Looked like he maybe pulled something possible, like maybe a knee injury, hamstring, something like that, potentially, as Hayward takes that for a ball. So he'll walk on over to first base. Runner on first, bottom of the sixth. No outs. Marisnik up to bat. Anyway, as I was saying, so Brewers had to make a pitching change in the first inning, and the wheels kind of fell off. They were pretty much off before that. I mean, the Cubs had already got a couple base hits, but from that point where they had to make the pitching change, things definitely took a turn. So Chicago Cubs jumped out to an early lead, and they've been playing well today. Bottom of the sixth, the no outs. Runner on first, Marisnik up to bat. Perdomo, that ball's in the dirt there, so that'll make the count 1-0 to start this at bat with Marisnik. Remember, guys, stay tuned. 7th inning, bringing a guest on. It'll be a good time. Make sure you stay tuned. Jake Marisnik on the day. I had that double and had that solo homer. He is definitely made an impact. Pitching coach is going to come out here for the Brewers. Going to talk to Perdomo, try and get him calmed down a little bit. You just want to make sure things don't get away from him here, I would imagine, as he's 1-0 right now. 5 of his first 6 pitches have been balls, so I think that's why you get that conversation there so early on. Marisnik here, looking to take advantage of his at-bats, and I love to see it. I think there's at-bats to be had for him. I think there's playing time out there with this group. And if he can just continue to be consistent, he's going to find himself on the field a lot for the Cubs, and I think that'd be good for the team in general. You go ahead and seize a strike in there. 95 miles an hour. Like I said, Perdomo, big lefties, throwing the ball hard. 1-1 count here, bottom of the sixth. Runner on first. Chicago Cubs lead 11-2 on this beautiful Friday. It's going to be grounded over there to third. Foul. And that'll make the count 1-2. Bottom of the sixth. Runner on first. No outs. Maybe looking to get him into a double play here. I would imagine this will be low in the zone here. And that's exactly where the catcher is going to set up. That's a fastball. Fouled off down the first baseline. So the count will remain at 1-2. Bottom of the sixth. And our good friend Marisnik up to bat here for the Cubs. Making some. He's forcing the hand of Rossi here, I think, with the way he's been playing. He's forcing the hand of, the Cubs front office and the coaching staff starting to take a look at Marisnik maybe after a game like today, is playing some more consistent baseball for him. And I think that's awesome. I think let's give this guy some opportunities and see what he can do. So far, so good. He's going to foul that one off. Out there behind the plate. And the Cubs batter's been staying alive today. Sent a lot of souvenirs up to the stands today. So been staying alive and, pretty good. I think the Cubs have been playing some good baseball the last couple days. Love to see it. It's going to be inside. Looks like it hits Marisnik on that back leg, so he's going to go on, head over to first. Cubs will have a runner on first and second. That pitch just clearly gets away from Perdomo, and so far he starts out his day by putting 2 guys on. So runners on first and second now, no outs. And Chicago Cubs fans, in the stands. You can see the slow motion there. Fans reacting to that hit by pitch. So, Cubs, another batter hit by pitch. This team gets hit pretty frequently, it feels like. I think they lead the league in the last 2 years in hit by pitch, which is so odd to me when you have the Houston Astros also in existence. Just baffles me. Really just baffles me. Seem like the Brewers. I feel like they talk a lot of shit. Why don't they get hit more? You know? But it's the Cubs some reason. Lead the league. Unreal. Nico Hoerner is going to have that first pitch is a strike on him. He'll go ahead and swing and miss at that second pitch as well. So 0-2 count here. Runners on first and second, bottom of the sixth. Nico Hoerner up to bat. And, Nico Hoerner. I think he's certainly more interesting to me, having seen him a little more these last 2 days or whatever. This is his first start. I think that's the way everybody in Chicago feels. We want to see what this kid's all about. I mean, he was the blue chip sort of gem of a prospect, right? And so everybody's kind of curious to see what he can do at this level. But down 0-2 in the count right now, bottom of the sixth, runners on first and second. No outs. Cubs threatening to score again. Ball's going to be low and outside. Padroma having trouble finding the strike zone today. And like I said, I think it's locating those pitches has been tough. Locating those pitches have been tough for some of these pitchers here. So it's very interesting to see. 1-2 count here, bottom of the sixth. Hoerner with the swing and a miss. So he's going to strike out. And he's a young guy. That doesn't change my opinion on him or anything right now. He's young. But he strikes out there. So the bottom of the sixth, runners on first and second, one out. Looks like Romine's going to come in and pinch hit for the Cubs right now. Stepping into the right side of the batter's box. So looks like Hendricks, we've seen the last of Kyle Hendricks today, which we kind of assumed would happen. So Cubs going to get into that bullpen in the seventh. And I was hoping that we might be able to get Hendricks through the seventh, maybe into the eighth. But at this point, I don't think the Cubs are going to use their better arms out of the bullpen necessarily today, especially now with two games coming up this weekend, and potentially one of them against Woodruff. Once again, I have to look to see if he's a probable starter this weekend. But Romine's going to drill that one into left field, down the third baseline. It's fair, and that'll definitely score Hayward. And Marisnik will go ahead and stop there at third. So double there for the pinch hitter Romine, and now we got runners on second and third. Cubs score again, so they're up 12-2 now. Bottom of the sixth, one out, and I think if I'm looking at this correctly, Wilson Contreras is going to come up to bat here, the leadoff hitter for the Cubs, and I'm just trying to see if the Cubs have, let's see here. Yeah, okay. So Wilson Contreras coming up to bat here. He's going to sky that ball to left field. That might be out of here. And it is. Fan with a glove makes a catch out there. That's a 3-run homer for Wilson Contreras. That's a 3-run homer for the man. And the Chicago Cubs have scored 15 fucking runs today. I love every minute of it. Yes. 15-2. Let's go. This is the offense that we knew we had. We knew what we had. We knew what we had all along. This is the offense that we knew we had. And here it is today, showing up and showing out, to be quite honest, as the Cubs take a 15-2 lead against the Milwaukee Brewers. And I imagine we're probably going to see a pitching change now from the Brewers. I think they're going to be on about their fifth pitcher today, as they haven't been able to figure out this Cubs offense at all. And the bats are on fire today, folks. It is great to see. I love the Cubs. When they're hitting like this, how could you not? At Wrigley, come on. It's a beautiful thing. How could that be bad? Chicago Cubs up 15-2 here. Bottom of the sixth. One out. 1-0 count. And I believe we've seen all we're going to see from Chris Bryant today. I believe he's out of the game. So Sogard batting now. And what is that? Second spot for the Cubs. So what that means, folks, if you're watching at home, is the bets for today. I think we can say reasonably are done. Chris Bryant's not going to get that homer, so unfortunately, it feels like everybody else did today. But sometimes that's how it goes, right? You got to bet to win. So that one you can scratch that off. However, Kyle Hendricks 6 strikeouts on the day. So that bet cashed, as well as this Cubs money line. I do not see the Milwaukee Brewers scoring 13 runs in the next 3 innings, and because of that, myself and somebody are going to be splitting the winnings of those bets today. So if you go ahead and retweet or like the pinned tweet on Twitter, you will have a chance to win that half of that money with me, and your half of that money today would be $21. So somebody's going to be $21 richer than they were when they woke up this morning just by going to Twitter and retweeting or liking that pinned tweet on the Cubs Fancast Twitter account. We'll go ahead and pick a random person after this game, and you got $21. It's not a bad Friday at all. I know I'm pretty pumped about it. So anyway, Chicago Cubs doing their thing, making stuff happen, seeing the offense we all knew we might have had, and Sogard's going to foul that one off. So 2-2 count here, bottom of the 6th, 1 out. Remember, got a guest coming on in the 7th inning. Very excited about that. And we're talking Cubs baseball. Cubs absolutely getting after it today on the offensive side of the field. Putting up 15 runs. And like we were talking about earlier, I believe that means that the Cubs have scored 35 runs in their last 3 games. If I'm remembering correctly, I believe it was 16, then 4 last night, and then 15 today. So 35 runs scored by the Chicago Cubs in their last 3 games. And for an offense that 2 days ago had a fairly critical ESPN article about their offense and how shocking it was that they had the worst batting average in baseball, they have responded the last 3 days with a force. And it is awesome to see. It is really, really cool to see. So Chicago Cubs making some things happen. Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome to see today. Sogard up to bat here. And full count, 1 out, bottom of the 6th. No runners on. Sogard looking to get on base here. It's going to be a big pitch. See if the Cubs can keep it rolling this inning. And that pitch is going to be hit deep to right field. Right fielder makes a hell of a catch, though, right at the warning track. Goes ahead and a hell of a catch there on the warning track by the right fielder. So that'll be the 2nd out of the inning. Bottom of the 6th here. 2 outs. And that's a great play made there by the right fielder. I mean, he just goes up there and snags that one on the warning track. I think he even banged into the wall there. I mean, that was as close as it was going to get for Sogard. And Cubs bats have just been on fire today at Wrigley. I mean, that's 3 feet from going over that lip there, maybe even closer. So Duffy going to come up to bat today as the Cubs are essentially in a position where if this was Little League, I mean, this would be a slaughter rule victory by the Cubs. I mean, this game would have already been over. They would have called it. The Cubs are playing great. They're playing great. But I remind everyone, let's not get too high about it. It's, just in the same way that I said, let's not get too low about the lows, right? The good teams in this sport, right? They're able to kind of not get too high and not get too low. I think that's important. I think that's important for our fan base to keep in mind, right? So very excited about the way the Cubs are playing, but got another game tomorrow, right? So got to keep this up. Duffy's going to swing and miss at that one, so that'll bring the count to 2-1. Bottom of the 6th, 2 outs. Chicago Cubs, I mean, going to be a game over 500 here, and I think if I remember correctly, I think that's basically the Padres record at this point. It's right around 500, so just put that in perspective for you guys. I mean, it is early in the season, and Cubs are on a nice little stretch here the last few games. So 2-2 count here, bottom of the 6th, 2 outs. Chicago Cubs here. Looking Looking to maybe extend this inning here. Duffy, 3-2 count now. 2 outs, bottom of the 6th. Showing a few babies in the stands there. Got the youngest Cubs fans of all of us, and it's pretty cool. You got to think. Maybe that little fellow will be watching Cubs baseball in 100 years. It's pretty cool to think about because there were some kids watching Cubs baseball 100 years ago, so it's pretty cool. Watching it if they were in person, obviously, but still. Duffy strikes out swinging there to end the inning, and we're going to go ahead and throw it over to a quick commercial here. Opportunity for you small businesses, and then on the back end of that commercial, we'll go ahead and bring on our guest for the 7th inning. So you guys go ahead and stay locked into the Fancast, and I'll see you guys in a second.
Hey, Fancast. How we doing? I'm Scott with Fancast, and I want to let you know about the thing that we're doing for small businesses that want to advertise with us. If you're a small business and you have a 15 to 30 second commercial that you want to advertise with us on Fancast, feel free to send that to me on Twitter, ScottieO32, or you can upload it to our website in a couple days once we have the feature working, and we will advertise for you on our Fancast for free.
What's going on, everybody? We're back here. Got our special guest on, Mr. Scott Olson. What's going on there, Scott? Let me see if I can hold on a second. I don't know if Scott can hear me.
I can't hear you.
What's going on there, Scott? Can you hear me now?
There we go. Beautiful.
All right, Scott.
Yes.
What's going on, man? So we got our guest, Scott, here. Scott, did I get I want to make sure I got your Twitter handle right there. I got ScottieO32. Is that all? No.
Yep.
No underscores, nothing
That's
crazy.
going to be just a regular O, not a zero.
Just a regular O, correct. Just a regular O.
Let
me make sure we get
It's a regular O, and we usually capitalize that S, but sometimes we feel a little lazy.
It's just how it goes sometimes, It's just how it goes.
It's a beautiful thing.
That's going to be just Scotty-O, and I'm going to go ahead and hit you right here just so you can see that I got this on. The Fancast man himself. Look at that. Just went ahead and switched it up there. Perfect.
Hey,
so,
that's what's
going on, man?
Hey, great day for the Cubs, huh?
Dude, it's freaking been awesome.
Got to be excited about that. 15-2 lead. Big fan of the Cubs Fancast TV.
Got to be. This guy right here, Scotty-O. You may have seen him on a couple other Fancast broadcasts.
A couple of the commercials, yeah.
A couple of the commercials as well. What a guy, dude! Cubs are playing. Great.
Someone's got to do it, and I got the short end of the stick. So, but no, all seriousness, definitely very excited to do it. And I think what we're doing over here at Fancast TV is something that I think you're going to see more and more of, and I think we're going to be a leader in the space, definitely for sure. You know,
Absolutely, man.
I think
Absolutely.
we're bringing fans to you, broadcasting the games from from an actual fan's perspective,
Yep.
not no cookie cutter broadcaster who's brought in, for the season. You're getting real authentic viewpoints. And I think you're going to be very excited come football season. We're going to have our Monday night football, our
Absolutely.
Monday night
Absolutely.
football,
Looking forward to it.
our stream, and then we'll have a couple other things regarding the NFL as well.
Dude, I love to see it, man. I think it's exciting. I mean, we're getting some traction. You can obviously see it today, people popping in and out.
Yep,
Going to get some people paid again 2 days in a row now. So that's pretty exciting. I
absolutely.
mean,
Gotta love that.
somebody's going home with 21 bucks today, and like I tell them, man, it's just you just hit 4 buttons on Twitter and there you go, getting fucking paid, right?
It really is simple. I no shame here, but I make sure I find those 4 buttons on Twitter, and I
Absolutely.
definitely trying to win some money.
Absolutely. It's just that easy.
For sure.
Yeah, man, no doubt. But yeah, it's been a hell of a game. I mean, the Cubs are 35 runs in their last 5 games or something like that. So, or
Top
last
bats.
3 games rather. So yeah, it's pretty awesome to see. It's of course everybody hits a home run except Chris Bryant, right? But
Yeah,
it's been good, man.
yeah, that'll happen though. I mean, we'll have more opportunities, come these games to have a bunch of fans win some money.
No doubt.
And I think the community aspect we're creating over here at Cubs Fancast TV is going to be top tier. We really want to be involved in the community, helping small business. I'm sure you've seen us talk about that enough, but it's a big thing for us and something we want to be a part
Yeah,
of,
no
and
doubt.
and help other businesses grow as we grow, and give them an opportunity that the bigger companies have with their marketing
No doubt.
ability.
No, I'm excited to do it. I think it's pretty cool for us to be able to do that for people, and you know, it's a good deal. But dude,
Absolutely.
Cubs looking great right now. Looking great. Finally getting into the bullpen a little bit. Top of the seventh here. 2 outs in the top of seventh. They've been working. Brewers got Vogelbach up, the big fella.
Vogelbach.
The big fella. He's country strong for sure. Um, yeah,
Country
it's a
strong,
damn
yes.
fact. But yeah, man, it's been a good game so far. So it's been pretty solid.
It has been. And you know what? You know what's been the best part is probably enjoying this game, listening to the soft, soothing
I try.
voice of
I
Nick
try.
Izzo.
I try to give the people what they're looking for. It's a good way to spend your Friday afternoon. I like to think. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. Very relaxing. And you got Cubbies putting it to
They are.
them. I've been talking a little trash to the Brewers on
You got
Twitter.
to. I think you got to.
I've been a part of it, because I can't stand the Brewers.
I mean, they would
So
give it to you, right? That's my thing.
yeah,
You got
for
to chirp at
sure.
them a little because they'll give it back. You know.
Yeah, and when the Cubs got beat up, the first time around against the Brewers, I saw it. I saw it in the Twitter comments. I
Yep.
was there.
Yep. They were.
And we
Yeah.
took it, but now
Now
it's
we're back.
time.
That's why you don't underestimate, right? Don't underestimate the Chicago Cubs.
Yeah,
Don't
absolutely.
underestimate them. They are their offense is gonna wake up, and I think it was always gonna. But I would always talk
It
about
was
we're
just
not
a
far
matter
enough
of
through the
time.
season, and you just gotta wait. But I mean, you really do. And then now all of a sudden, like, look at it. Now you're
Yeah.
gonna be back over above 500. Back competitive in the division, and it's a good thing to see.
Now the
Vogelbach's gonna
question is,
walk
can
them.
we sustain?
That's the truth. That's the truth. It's all about the consistency, I think, with this team. Truthfully,
Yeah.
um, top of the seventh here, 2 outs, runner on first, and Ryan trying to get out of a jam here, pitching to still showing Vogelbach. Of course, there. The camera loves Vogelbach. Apparently,
It is going to be
he's
Colton Wong, I
he's
believe.
out there. Yeah, it is. Yep, Cole Wong.
Top of the order for the
So
Brewers, for the
Cole
Brew Crew,
Cole
as they
Wong
call themselves.
drilled a home run in his last at bat. Check swing foul ball right there. Yeah, hit that home run in his last at bat. He's
Yeah.
3 for 3 on the day. And like I said, he's the only guy that was on their team that batting over 222. So he's kind of
Yeah.
the only guy that you expected to really hurt the Cubs today, and he has. So not
Yep.
shocking.
He's been doing his part.
Not shocking, but
Yep. He that's an ex St. Louis Cardinal right there.
Yeah, that's right. That is right. An ex St. Louis Cardinal and Colton Wong. He's been in the division. Has it maybe his whole career? Very
Let's
well
take
could
a
have been in this division maybe his whole career, which is kind of interesting. The Midwestern United States.
Yeah.
A home for Colton Wong. He's going to take a ball there. So 2-1 count here, top of the seventh with 2 outs. You know?
Let's see here.
Cubs going to get at least 2 more cracks up to bat, probably only 2. And I'm curious to see, can they get 20 today?
Oh, yeah, he was with St. Louis all the way up until this year.
So, yeah, so he's only been in this division his whole career. That's interesting. That's kind of rare. I would imagine there's not a whole lot of guys like that as he lines out to Javi Baez at short. So, Cubs get out of that inning. 15-2 still the score. Coming up, 7th inning stretch right now.
And 7th inning stretch. Are you going to sing for us?
I don't think I have it in me today. I don't know that I have it in me today.
You don't think you have it in you?
I think I would encourage.
You know what? I thought that was a staple for the Chicago Cubs.
It's not always at the house. I don't know. I don't know that everybody's always doing it at the house. Admittedly, I don't know if you can imagine my dad doing the 7th inning stretch every day at home. I don't know if
I can imagine it perfectly to a T. Actually,
you can imagine that happening every single day. But they've been doing a good job this year. They keep showing they're just using Harry Carey all year, I think, because they don't have any buddy coming to the So
yeah,
it's been kind of cool to see that, though. I do kind of miss I like when they bring in the characters. I like the
characters.
The crew that they bring in any given year is fantastic. You're gonna get some people that don't know the words. You're gonna get some people that are overly animated. You might get Will Ferrell might show up in character and do one. Like
that
is
true.
How they operate. So
it is cool to see the amount of celebrities that are Cubs fans.
Sure.
I think that's I'd wonder. I'd be curious to see if they're all Cubs fans or if they just all take the opportunity to do that.
Yeah, you kind of wonder, right? If it's a good like a marketing move for them.
Yeah.
I think if you're
build their brand, maybe they have a concert at Wrigley later that year or something.
If you're from Chicago, I think it's the move. I think if you're a celebrity that's from there, I think it's absolutely the move. I don't know if you're not, it could seem a little disingenuous in fairness if you're not, But yeah, man, I'm just excited to get some people paid.
Hey,
it's the reality.
Good on you for helping to facilitate Fancast's betting to be very successful as of late.
Absolutely, it's we're the last 2 days we're getting it freaking going. So and just wait. This is what I keep telling people is just wait until as the Fancast grows, as we have more money to bet, you're gonna win more money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is the time to get in now.
Absolutely. We just paid our guy Brandon today from last night.
$24.
It's a
unique.
I mean, hey, I'm not saying it's a huge amount of money, but it's more than what you had.
Absolutely. You're coming out
for nothing.
And think about it, man. It's Friday right now. I don't know about you, but I can find a lot of uses for $24 on a Friday.
Oh, for sure. Maybe one Uber Eats meal,
Yep, right there. Boom. Don't even have to leave the house. Bang. Just got it like that. No problem. Maybe you were thinking.
Or maybe if you're double V'd up, you're going out tonight.
That's the other thing, right?
Getting a couple beers.
You got your shots, and then all of a sudden, out you head on the town, and that's, at a $24. Come on, 21 today. That's at the right bar. That's 7 beers. You got a tip, so maybe 6.
Yeah, for sure.
But reality, 6 beers. Come on.
All right, so we got Javi up. What are we thinking? He's going yard again?
Gosh, with him, dude, it's this man swings with everything he's got. I think if,
Yeah.
I think Javi, I don't think it matters. I think if an 8-year-old was pitching against him, he's going to swing. I think if Jesus himself was pitching against Javi, he's going to try to take it yard. He's there. It does not matter. He's just letting that thing rip. It's the same.
And what's amazing is he's good enough to like make you forget about all the times
Yes,
he strikes out.
exactly. That's the crazy thing with the
And
the stat. I don't know if you heard it when I was saying earlier, the stat about him of like, well, right now what his numbers would project to over a full season. It's insane. It's like he would bat 200 and have 313 strikeouts, but he would have 40 homers and steal 50 bases. So it's
yeah,
like, well, what am I supposed to make of that?
yeah, that's some real Moneyball type shit right
Yeah,
there.
man. He's like the JR. He's like JR Smith. Like it's like
Yeah,
we're gonna see what we're
yeah,
gonna get
that's
today.
a fair
We're
comparison.
gonna see what we're gonna get. And I guess in fairness, like if you have a decent enough lineup, that's not terrible to have a guy in there like that. Like
Oh,
where it's
for
like,
sure.
look,
High ceiling, but low.
you
I mean,
know,
low floor.
2 out of every 3 games in the series, he's probably gonna struggle. But one of them, I mean, he'll win the game for you by himself.
For
And
sure.
so you're like, if we got a good enough lineup around him, I think that's what helps is he has a decent lineup around him. I think he would struggle on a bad team. I
Yeah,
think that
yeah. That probably is a very good take.
because like the Cubs are a team. I mean, this is not a team that is like this is not a bad team. This is not a bottom third of the
No.
league type team. And so
Yeah.
because of that, it helps him out a lot. I think if he was on a bad team, it'd be tough. And that's what you have to worry about is like I could see him, the Cubs let him go. Somebody pays him 200 million, right? And then it's a bad team that has the money to spend and they want to get a big name
Yeah.
and he struggles. I really could see that happening.
Yeah. Also, like, hopefully he sees that clip and he's like, he makes him think and he stays with the Cubs for like less
He's like,
money.
wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Yeah, this guy's got a good point.
You know,
Fancast TV, you're gonna be the next one I do a sponsorship ad
oh,
for.
I
Something
would
like
love it. I
probably.
mean, shit, dude, he's probably doing car dealerships and all that nonsense that they all do, like at these places, right? Like,
I do believe Mike did say that
uh,
one
I'm shit.
fancast. He did touch on Javi's
Car dealership commercials.
yes. He said they were quite
I
good.
believe it. Javi's got a,
But he only had like 2 words in it,
it's probably,
which makes
yeah, for
sense.
sure. I don't think he's breaking down all the makes and models.
He's not a
No,
linguist,
no.
so he's strong in his first
Yeah.
language, but the second one I could see
Yeah,
being
they don't
tough.
want to necessarily put him in a position where, yeah, I get that. I get that. Looks like a little man gets the ball. I don't know. I shouldn't say little man. That kid was probably like 13, to be honest. I feel like that's like, I'll call him like a little man and then he sees the shit and he's like, are you fucking kidding me?
He's like, bro, I'm
I'm
18.
not 7 years old. Dude.
It's a guy with a full mustache.
Just a short adult. Exactly. Exactly. But yeah, man.
Ooh, way outside.
Let's see. Let's see if we got any hot dog alerts here in the behind the oh
Ooh,
god, that's gonna be a double play. And yep, double play.
like
It's
Kobayashi.
2 outs right there, bottom of the 7th, like Kobayashi exactly. So, dude, Scott, man, it's been good hanging out with us in the 7th inning, man. It's
Yeah, absolutely.
anything you got for the fans here as we come down to this last out in the inning? Anything they need to be on the lookout for coming up or anything like
You
that?
know, I will say
Uh
this.
huh.
Coming up, we're doing a lot of special things over here at Fancast TV. I think you guys are going to really enjoy the stuff that you're going to be seeing. We're improving every single day, providing you with the best product that we can.
Yeah,
We're
absolutely.
all about our fans. We think fans are what makes sports happen. Without it, we don't think it exists. I think the aspect of fans is such an underrated aspect in the game of sports that I think we really need to lean more into that. And I think that's what we're going to do here over at Fancast TV moving forward. And I think that really gets kicked off with the NFL season.
I, I
So
agree.
stay tuned. Follow us on Cubs Fancast TV, our main account Fancast TV, and you'll be in the loop for all of the exciting and fun things we have coming your way.
Love it, dude. I'm excited to be on board. I appreciate you for coming on here, man. And I'm gonna go ahead and send us over to a commercial here. Scott, thanks for coming on.
Alrighty.
You're the man. We appreciate it.
Sayonara.
See you, man.
Hey, Fancast.
Cubs fans, we're back. We are back. Cubs absolutely beating the hell out of the Brewers. Love to see it. Appreciate Scott for coming on there in the 7th innings. That's Scott Olson, the Fancast man himself. And yeah, he's absolutely right, guys. If you enjoy these fan casts that we do here, we've got a lot of cool stuff planned for the NFL season. So, if you're just an NFL fan in any way, shape, or form, definitely stay tuned to some of the stuff that we got coming up here. And then we're also looking to expand our Cubs community and be able to offer you guys some more opportunities as well, just to not only maybe win some money, maybe win some merchandise, things like that. And gonna have a few more ways for you to receive some Fancast Cubs content as well, so outside of the live stream. So Cubs here in the top of the 8th, up 15-2, and you know what I say to that? I say cheers. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, what a game today. It's 5 o'clock here. Cubs fans, it's almost 5 o'clock on that Friday. If you're listening at work, that's awesome. Should be out of there soon, hopefully. Maybe you're lucky. Maybe you get out at 4. Maybe you've already headed out. Maybe you're listening to this in the car or something like that. But either way, Friday afternoon here, evening really now at this point, and it's been a good day. I got a lot of work done today, and then this morning, and then I was able to hop on with you guys, so it's been a good day. I'm glad to be able to do this. Cubs with the strikeout right there, and the robot ump would have said no way in hell, but once again, that was on the outside portion of the plate, and the way this guy's been all day is if you go to the outside of the plate, you're going to get a call, and you love to see that. Cubs' upcoming schedule here. Brewers Saturday and Sunday, followed by 4 in Atlanta, and then 3 in Cincinnati against the Reds, and then come back home to play 3 against the Dodgers at the very beginning of May. And all those games in a row. So the Cubs are going to play those. What would that be? 2, 6, 9, 12. 12 more games. 12 more games in a row there before the Cubs have a day off. And you've got, I believe that's 5 division games. And then you've also got that series against the Dodgers at the end of the month at home. That's going to be a big one. That ball's going to be a single out to center field. So 2 outs, runner on first here, top of the 8th. So Cubs with a very interesting portion of their schedule coming up here. Very important in my personal opinion that they get those wins, especially when you got those 3 at home against the Dodgers. You want to win those series, especially at home, right? If you can steal a series on the road, that's always huge, but a lot of these teams want to protect home as much as they can. And so that series against the Dodgers at the end of the month, or sorry, at the beginning of next month, rather. Almost in May. Can you believe it? But that series, it's going to be a big one. And that's going to be a ball outside here. So 1-0 count here. Runner on first. Nice shot there. Some younger Cubs fans at the game. Having a good time, man. I remember it. I remember being that age. Come to Wrigley, something magical about it. There really is. 1-1 count here. 2 outs, top of the 8th. Something magical about Wrigley Field. If you've ever been there, even opposing fans will tell you. It's just something special about it. If you get the opportunity, I would recommend it to everyone. If you're ever visiting Chicago, it's a great thing to do as a tourist. Go to a game at Wrigley. It's expensive. I'll admit it. I will. Wish more people would get the opportunity. It is very expensive, but if you're lucky enough to make it happen, I highly, highly recommend it. 1-2 count here, top of the 8th, 2 outs. Ryan trying to deal and get out of this inning, and that's going to be a ground ball there to short. Javi with the fielder's choice on over to second. That'll end the inning. Let's see here. We got heading into the bottom of the 8th. This kid in the stands says, all I want for my 10th B-Day is a win, and buddy, I think you're going to get it. I really do. Cubs are playing great today, and you love to see that. Love to see people winning some money. And guys, here's the deal. I want to touch on Fiverr real quick one last time here on this broadcast. So if you do run a small business and you're looking to take your business to the next level, Fiverr is a great tool for you to use. It's going to connect you with some freelance talent that can help you with accounting, marketing, media, graphic design. Maybe you need some video editing. Fiverr is the place you're going to find people to help you out with that. It's affordable. It's a great tool to use for your small business. I've used it myself. And if you're interested, if you're the type of person that's heard of Fiverr and you're like, this maybe sounds like something I would like to look into, please go ahead down into the description and use our link for Fiverr. That would also help support the show a lot. And then we've also got a few other links down there, guys, that can show you ways you can support the show. So check it out. All those links are in the description. And for the final time, here's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to give one final reminder here as we head into the bottom of the 8th. Likely got one inning left of baseball. Cubs are going to bat. Then they're going to go out and pitch. And that's probably going to be the end of the game. I don't see the Brewers scoring 13 runs in an inning. And so with one inning left, just a final reminder. If you're tuned into this and you notice above my head right here on the stream itself, we went ahead and placed a couple bets today. Cubs money line, that's going to hit. It's a $50 bet. I'm going to win $32, and I'm splitting that with somebody. So you're going to win 16 on that one. And then also Kyle Hendricks. He had 6 strikeouts on the game. I bet $10 on that. And you're going to win $5 there. So that'll win 10. We'll split that as well. So I'm going home with the $21 profit. And somebody who likes or retweets our pinned tweet on Twitter is going to go ahead and head home with that other $21. Just for retweeting or liking the tweet. That's all it is. It's literally that simple, guys. Click 4 buttons. Boom. It's over. We've discussed it before on this show, and I really hope somebody takes advantage of it because it's something we're trying to do for the fan cast and want to be able to make it by the fans for the fans for real. So that's that opportunity there. And once again, those bets are obviously placed by a Fancast representative. I know sometimes I say me and I place those bets. I obviously would never do something like that. Come on, guys. I live in a totally different state. The state of Illinois has a great law where they allow sports gambling. The particular place I'm at may or may not. And so just because of that, just so everybody's on the same page here, that bet is obviously placed by Fancast at their headquarters in Illinois. And that's going to be a ground out there to start the bottom of the 8th for the Cubs. So just want to make that clear with everybody. Fancast TV representatives make those wagers and pay those wagers out. I just speak about them on air, guys. That's all that is. I would never do something like that. Never. Anyway, Nico Horner up to bat here. Bottom of the 8th, 1 out. And I do not know what that pitch was. That was outside. What was that? Looked like he didn't even mean to throw it. Just sort of tossed it over outside for a ball. Rattles back behind the plate. Okay. Now I'm seeing what we got going on here. Yep. So Milwaukee is okay. That's what we got going on. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention at first. So Milwaukee's in a situation here where they're not going to waste any of their arms with this series still going on today, as Nico Horner's going to double there into right center field. So they're going to start using position players to pitch, which is obviously a tool teams will use if they're down by 13 runs because they are getting absolutely smoked by the Cubs. What they'll do is they'll go ahead and throw in position players. They don't have to waste anybody's arm, and that's why it looks like my man is just kind of trying to get the ball over the plate there. So it's a bit of batting practice right now for the Cubs, and this lead could absolutely balloon here potentially. But being as this is going to be the last time the Cubs bat, the Brewers don't want to waste any of their arms when you got a series like this. So always kind of fun to see one of these guys come in and pitch, position player. I'm sure it's kind of fun for them. You don't want to lose by this much, but it's got to be kind of fun. That ball's going to be grounded to short and thrown on over to Vogelbach at first for the out. It will advance the base runner, though. So 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th here. Nico Horner is going to be on third base now, and a base hit will drive him home. Let's see. Pretty demoralizing for the Brewers if you have a guy like Robertson not give up a run in an inning in a game where you gave up, your actual pitchers gave up 15. That would be something. So, yeah, it's the reality of this game right now for the Brewers. Just trying to get out of here without wasting too much arm strength. So Ryan's going to step in and bat the pitcher, and this is a bit of a duel. Got a position player pitching to a pitcher. Anything could happen. You never know what could happen here. Kyle Ryan, 0 for 2 in his career at the plate. Batting from the left side of the plate. He looks very unsure, I'll be honest with you. That's going to be a ball there. I think if Robertson can just put this ball into the strike zone here, he's probably good to go. 1-2 count. It's a bit of a duel here. Got a position player in Robertson just throwing gas. And Ryan looks like might fly out to short. And he is. He's going to fly out to short. And that'll head into the top of the 9th inning, guys. I'm just going to go ahead and stay on the stream here. So this is it. Top of the 9th. If the Cubs can go ahead here and get out of this inning without allowing 13 runs, they're going to get a win here. And that'll put them a game over 500, like I said. And let's just go ahead and take a quick peek. Since I got it right here, let's just go ahead and take a quick peek at the standings right now. So right now, the Cubs sit second in the NL Central, technically tied with the Reds at 9-9 as we speak at this moment. Brewers 11-7 lead the division. So here's what's going to happen. When the Cubs win this game today, they will move to 10-9. Brewers will be 11-8. That will put the Cubs one game back on the Brewers. If the Cubs were to win tomorrow, the Cubs and Brewers will be tied for first place in the NL Central, heading into the rubber match on Sunday. So the Chicago Cubs win tomorrow would put these two teams tied for first in the NL Central, with a chance for the Cubs to become the division leader on Sunday. And I think the Cubs were probably very aware of that coming into this series. And if they have, like I said, if you can sweep this series as well, granted, that'd be 6 wins in a row. They're at 4 right now. 4-game win streak right now for the Cubs. But if you can sweep these next 2 games, you will take the lead in the NL Central, which is fantastic. Also, keeping in mind, after that Atlanta series, that makes the that series against the Reds all that much more important, because right now the Reds also sit at 9-9. And so, admittedly, Atlanta's struggled a little this year, and Cubs might be able to take advantage of that, hopefully, in that series. But first things first, got to get through this series against the Brewers. And after today, going to be a game above 500 and a game back of the Brewers for first in the NL Central. So I like to see that. Chicago Cubs turning things around these last few games. It's been fun. It's been a fun last few games. I think they're having fun, and it's pretty great to see. So Chicago Cubs baseball, always a good time. Even when it's not a good time, it's kind of a good time, Anyway, glad to be here, guys. Glad to be doing the stream with you on this Friday. It's been fun. We've done the last 2 together. I've had a good time doing it. Dylan Maple's going to come on in the 9th here, and we've seen a bit of Dylan Maples this year. He's been kind of all over the place. ERA of 2.5. Given up 1 homer this year. He's pitched 7 innings for the Cubs in 4 games. So he's kind of been a little bit all over the place. If I'm remembering correctly, I think 3 of those games he actually pitched pretty well. It was just that one that he struggled in. So we'll see what he's got here. We'll see what he's got here against a less than powerful Milwaukee Brewers lineup, up by 13 runs. The kid's got literally no pressure on him. So let's see how he pitches with absolutely no pressure on himself. And that's going to be high, 95 miles an hour. And Cubs pretty much have everybody out. Looks like Romine's in to catch, I think I just saw. So Cubs going ahead and kind of unloading the whole bench here, up 13. And get to see everybody play today. You get to see a bunch of different guys play, a bunch of different guys take at bats. And I think that's always good early in the season. But, man, what a day. Today has been awesome. Today has been an awesome game, especially after last night. Having a certain win, last night was a little bit of a nail-biter. Having a game where you play this well. And, they jumped out. I think they were up, 6-0 at the end of the first inning. So you just kind of knew it was going to be this day early on. And I'll be curious to see how that plays out tomorrow. But Cubs are going to have a little more time off. Last night played the night game and then followed by the 1:20 start. Today, the 1:20 start, and then that'll roll into tomorrow and the next day also being at 1:20. So just a few more hours rest tonight. Sounds like you're talking about like a pilot or something, You got a couple, 10 hours off or extra or whatever, but it does matter in a sport like this. It absolutely does matter. Jackie Bradley Jr. up to bat here for Milwaukee. No outs, 2-2 count here, top of the 9th. Cubs looking to seal the deal today. And Maples is going to plunk Jackie Bradley Jr. there. I don't know. Not a great sign out of Maples. So like I said, I mean, the dude literally has no pressure on him right now at all. And just that pitch just gets away from him there. He hits Jackie Bradley Jr. And, I mean, geez, man. Like, it's not what you want to see because you literally have no pressure on yourself. So I don't know why. Got literally no pressure. You're just plunking guys in the top of the ninth. And then he had a bad outing the last outing. And you don't love to see it. Take these headphones off. I always forget to take the headphones off after I talk to the guests. It's funny because, like, I can't hear anything out of them, you know? When I do the podcast, I can, like, hear myself in them. I can't even hear myself. I just leave them on. I just forget. Anyway, Maples here. 0-1 count. Runner on first. Top of the ninth. Cubs looking to get out of here on this Friday with a huge win. Send us all into the weekend with another Cubs win. So, cheers to everybody at home. Phenomenal game today. Just can't beat it, right? Maples here. Breaking ball, swinging a miss there. That's going to bring the count to 1-2, top of the ninth. Runner on first. See what Maples can do here. Can he get a couple double? Cubs have had a couple of double plays today. You know, might be able to get him to hit into one of those. Potentially. Here with this pitch. Romine was setting up low. That ball breaks in high, but he's going to watch that one come in for a strike. So, strike out there for Maples. 1 out here. Top of the ninth. Cubs are 2 outs away from the win. And, man, it would be great to fly that W again today, huh? Especially after last night. Performance that the Cubs had last night. It would be great to see them fly that W today. So, pretty cool. Pretty cool to see the Cubs offense come alive like this. Been streaming here today, guys. 2 hours, 57 minutes. We'll see if we get over 3 hours today. It's been a great stream, though. I've enjoyed it, you know. Last couple of days, streaming the Cubs and the way they're playing. It's fun to watch baseball when it's played like this. Luis Urias is up here for the Brewers, and a double play will end this game. Maples dealt him a ball on that first pitch. So 1-0 count here, top of the ninth, 1 out. Cubs looking to finish the day off. Swing and a miss there, and got some seagulls flying around in front of the camera. Getting turned up, too. Pumped about this Cubs win, I would imagine. Top of the ninth, 1-1, 1 out here. Chicago Cubs lead the Brewers by 13 runs. Scores 15-2. Maples deals. That pitch is going to be hit to right field. Hayward's going to make a play there on it, and he'll catch that ball there for an out. Forces Jackie Bradley Jr. back to first base. So, top of the ninth, runner on first, 2 outs. Chicago Cubs leading the Brewers 15-2, and we're 1 out away, folks. We are 1 out away from a huge Cubs victory. Scored 35 runs in their last 3 games, and the offense, for the time being, is alive once again. Can't really talk about the Cubs offense struggling anymore after these last 3 games. Last night, not a ton of hits, but scored some runs, and certainly today and Wednesday, the bats were hot. Got some Cubs fans on their feet there in the stands, it looks like. That ball's going to be in for a strike. 97 miles an hour. In there for a strike. Maples delivers it. 0-1 count here. Top of the ninth. 2 outs. Runner on first. That pitch is going to be high and outside. 96 miles an hour. Maples just a little bit all over the place. And it's kind of his calling card. He struggles with that pitch location. It's a tough time keeping the ball in the strike zone there. And Vogelbach up here, he's the type of dude that's looking to take one deep, I would imagine. I don't think he's trying to beat out a lot of infield singles. If you're familiar with Vogelbach, he is built like an offensive lineman, would be a good way to put it, or a heavyweight UFC athlete, perhaps. So I don't think he's thinking anything but deep fly balls. And with Maples throwing as hard as he does, it could happen. 97 miles an hour there for a strike. So top of the ninth, 2-2 count, 2 outs. See if Dylan Maples can seal the deal for the Chicago Cubs. Fans with the phones out, standing up here, trying to see if Maples can finish it. And he does. He gets Vogelbach looking on a breaking ball there. Cubs get the win there. Think the robot ump would have called that one a ball. The human ump calls it a strike. We'll take it as the Chicago Cubs win the game 15-2. Fly that freaking W. Let's go. Let's freaking go. Unreal. I love it. All right, guys, here's the deal. Thanks for tuning in. So Cubs play the next 2 days. We'll let you guys know. We'll kind of maybe throw something out there on Twitter or something like that, who and what, and we're going to broadcast and who and everything. But, yeah, got 2 games this weekend, like I said, to finish out this series against the Brewers. Cubs now go a game over 500. And in addition to that, they also now move a game behind the Brewers for first place in the division. So flying that W today and putting themselves in a really good position. Let's see if they can keep it going. I think if the Cubs are able to keep this momentum going, you could really start to have that snowball effect and really put together a nice stretch here. So with 12 games still left in a row before their next day off, the Cubs really, really hot right now. And so we'll see. We'll see what tomorrow brings. Games at 1:20 Central. Same thing with Sunday. And thanks for tuning into the Fancast, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. As always, I love doing it. So just thanks to everybody that tuned in, and we'll see you guys next time. Until then,